and welcome to the State of Twitch, episode 3. What the hell are you laughing about already?
Nothing.
No, go ahead, go into it. Go into it.
It was just before we started, he told us we need to find a way to make a intro for the podcast. And, like, welcome.
And I was trying to
don't
do
know
it
why it was
finally,
funny.
and then you're like, look at him try walking down it. So today's been a little bit of a crazy week for Twitch, with the YouTube versus Twitch kind of dramas going on. I don't know how to describe it. I've been
I think drama is the best way.
I've been deep into it the whole time. I'm laughing at both sides. It's my favorite thing.
Why? Okay, then you guys can explain it a little bit. Like, how did it all start? Just out of curiosity, just so I'm kind of in the loop, because I've watched it kind of happen, but I don't know what initiated the keg.
Yo, I think this goes back years. So I think this is a beef that's been brewing. I don't think this is just like, oh, it just like happened this week. If I had to put my take on it, it's definitely that YouTubers spend like hours like making their stuff, right? And then people like watch their stuff and then copyright the people who made the videos. So it's like, but then on the same note, people on YouTube are like, oh, Twitch streamers, they don't put any effort into anything, which like also isn't true. So like, I think there's just a lot of different platforms, but a similar field type of thing. So there's a lot of that,
I think everyone on each platform is like, our art form is better than your art.
I think it's
Like, okay.
Well, I mean, I guess it's like that in any content. Whenever you're making anything that's artistic, I mean, it's like that with music too. I mean, people who do rock and blues and shit like that hate electronic music. Like people who make electronic music, because they're like, you're not even really producing the music. You're just taking sound, but you're just taking sound bites. So I guess it's just a.
Well, even before electronic music, if you look up like top like scandals in music, most of them are, yo, this guy sounded almost like this guy, so he must have took shit from him. And it's like, okay, there's only so many notes, but that's fine.
Yeah, there's only 12 notes. Like, eventually things are going to sound the same.
Eventually, right?
Well,
but I think it's just nice people like arguing and everything, and then especially since I think recently with YouTube's picking up. Well, they've always had live streaming. It's becoming a little more serious, in my opinion, now.
Ooh, definitely, yeah. It is.
It's not what it was last year or the year before. I think it's way more serious now than it's ever been.
Yo, I don't know if you guys watch anyone on YouTube. I watch Tim Pool sometimes, and he had 65,000 like
insane.
And he's like, I would call him a news channel if he didn't read other people's articles.
Yeah.
So like he reads other people's articles and gets 65,000.
So he's would you say he's a react channel to news?
Yeah, a little bit. So hey, yo, deep YouTube lore too. Reactor is Tim Pool's brother. That is the deep YouTube lore.
Really?
Man. Yeah.
No.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, dude, look it up.
That's crazy.
They have.
Well, you know what was the craziest thing?
No, I mean, like someone pull it up right now. Watch, it's crazy, dude. They had a Twitter beef and everything.
Okay, I'll let Bacon do it.
It's nuts, man.
But anyway, going off of that, yo, like if you see so PewDiePie is signed up with YouTube a live stream now. He's no longer with DLive or any other streaming platform. He's streaming exclusively on YouTube through contract.
Yeah.
And dude, his live streams, either you catch him live or you kind of have to be a paid sponsor to watch him after.
Yep.
And that's insane how it's working over there. Like,
definitely.
do you know much about it?
Yeah, Badger like filled me in a little bit and stuff like that, and like I've been hearing things from other people, and like I used to say that Twitch was on the cutting edge of how like streaming works and stuff, but I might have to start modifying my opinion here, because YouTube is they're making their tiers so that it's not just set like 5, 10 or like 25 or whatever. Like you get to set your own tiers.
Yep.
And like
you customize it based off of your community, right?
And then they have super chat, and then they have like, and then that, like you said, like you can subscribe and like get all these other benefits too. And I'm like, bro, it's different, and it's a good different.
Well,
Twitch had a good start. They have three versions of subbing, right? Tier 1, 2, and 3.
That was a hot take, whether you meant it or not. A good start. But you sound like you're burying them.
Yeah,
it's a good start. How many streamers do you know take advantage of tier 2 and 3?
No, I talked about that. I had that discussion with
I don't even have emotes on them.
Well, my boy, if you look at like Tim the Satman, you look at these bigger streamers, only like they could have 50,000 subs.
Average Joe.
Yeah, like you can have like 50,000 subs, but only 200 of those are tier 3 for them because people don't see the benefit of it.
It's rare. Some people do. I've had a few people subscribe with the tier 2 just to support. It's cool, whatever. But it's like, what the heck could I do for those tier 2 and tier 3 people to support? Like, there's.
All right, so check it out.
Oh, here's one additional emote. That's like.
This is what I know that people do to do like tier 3s and stuff like that. They usually have like an OnlyFans to go along with it, right?
I ain't doing that.
Go on.
So
I'm rebranding.
If you want to support this channel on tier 3 now.
Ew.
But yeah, it's usually that it's off-site benefits anyways. It's things like private access to my private Discord, access to my private like Twitter, access to my feed page.
Yeah, you're able to pull up your streamer. Like there's a area where you pull up every subscriber you have, gives you their name, and it tells you what tier they are. I know that, so that's probably. But dude, like a lot of people, we've been saying in the last 2 podcasts, we got to branch off of Twitch. A lot of people don't branch off of Twitch, right?
Yep.
They only stay on Twitch. So those tier 2 and tier 3 kind of just take up space. And I guess what I was trying to go to is like YouTube over here. They're like, subscribe like this or sponsor. They call it sponsor over on YouTube. If you sponsor on this version, you get this. Like you get access to all of this right here. And it's like, oh, okay, it actually worth getting that level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it kind of takes out the middle of like trying, because I've seen certain people where they do that too, where if people sub on their Discord, they'll post like either links to the full video or video files so they can see the VODs and stuff or clips.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they cut the middleman out and they do it themselves, like why wouldn't you want to be on a platform like that? You know what I mean? They basically gives you benefits, So I mean, and if you guys didn't see, did you guys see Dr. Disrespect when he went to YouTube to stream his first stream?
Yep.
You see how many people he had in his stream?
No, are you talking about when he was live?
I'm talking about when he was live.
Just his Lamborghini at the gas station.
Dude, like so many people. And I think that's what the different, when Shroud came back to Twitch, I mean, yeah, he had 500,000 people, whatever. But when he went to YouTube, bro, there's so many people on that platform, and you don't realize it until somebody like that gets on that platform.
Look, this is what's really cool about him being over there. A lot of big YouTubers I've been watching for years are hitting him up to create content now that he's on YouTube. You know what I mean? Most latest one I saw was someone shot a message, and I think I told Jib because I made a reference to it. They go, "Yo, would you play zombies maybe with a Noah J?" And he's like, "Yo, I've never really done zombies, but we could get something." Like, dude, he's branching out on games you wouldn't even imagine he would play on stream over on Twitch alone. You know what I mean? This is YouTube now. There's an audience for games that have been dead for years,
dude. Right?
I wouldn't even be surprised if he goes kind of the ninja route as well, because I feel like that's like the next tier to being a streamer is moving to more this like to cinema and stuff like that, because they're moving to more Hollywood, than anything.
I don't know,
which is fucking banana.
I don't know if Dinosaur Media is the way to go.
No, I'm not saying Dinosaur Media, but they're going to Hollywood. They're doing those spots.
That is Dinosaur Media. That's the old stuff.
Well, I'm not talking about movies and shit like that. I'm talking about being on like the actual news and stuff like that.
Bro, you
Like
said
being
cinema.
on the face. Oh, cinema, I guess.
We brought this up in the first one. I basically said hit like the top streamer status. You're number one in the platform.
Yeah.
Is that where you stop, or is that like where it just starts for you? And and I always said it. That's where it starts. So you got to take advantage of it. I kind of agree with Jib. Trying to go back to those medias are kind of dying. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember last time I went to go watch a movie in the freaking theaters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And not because of COVID. Before COVID, I didn't even go. Like the only time I ever went was because a new Avengers came out or something like that. You know what I mean? Or I was forced to go because it was someone's birthday. But besides that, like I'm like, yo, I can't wait to go to movies this Friday. Like it's not like that to me. I don't remember the last time I sat down and watched like an hour of TV besides Super Bowl.
I'm saying, well, for them, right? Well, I'm looking at this like financially as well. For them, that's a giant financial boost.
Financially,
you know what I mean? Business moves to them, yes, it's a safe bet because they're gonna make whether you want to still watch the content and stuff. I mean, that's kind of I feel like that's the evolution of it.
Hold on. Tim Pool actually had a name for that because he used to work. I'm so glad I brought him up earlier, so it jumped in my head right away. He used to work at a media company because like he's been a reporter for a really long time, right? And he got brought on to, I forgot who it was, but he like it was a nice sizable contract, but they hated his content, so it was basically he was stuck in a contract and it was never going to do anything for him. So the money's nice, but your name becomes irrelevant. So you can recover from that, obviously, but at the same time, when it comes to streaming and stuff like that, and like trying to stay on the cutting edge of things, just because like you get the bag in the end, doesn't mean that you're going to continue doing it, because you can become irrelevant if you get locked into like a 2-4 year contract or something like that. And then like let's say the show even like sucks or something, you're done. You know?
Well, yeah, but at the same time, like if you look at it, if that's what if they're looking to just make business moves and move to something like that, you know what I mean? Because I feel like there's only a couple people that have kind of done that, and I feel like, yes, they may lose their relevance within the streaming world, but they may not lose their relevance within the world. You know what I mean? I think that it's opening it up, because if you look at like celebrities, for instance. Celebrities don't have to do anything. They could literally turn on that camera and live stream, and their views are through the roof.
Talking about that, Logic has, well, check it out. Logic made a huge contract with Twitch. It's going to be one of the biggest contracts signed with Twitch in recent time.
Didn't work out. I don't know what.
No, it didn't work out for Mixer.
Right. So Logic, the rapper, he announced his retirement. He's going to release one more album. And done skis with music. And then he's just going to stream. Like, he's done it before, and he did get a really decent following and stuff like that. So now it's confirmed that he's going to be on Twitch.
Man, why?
So I don't know. I don't know the exact numbers. I can't really remember them off the top of my head. But like you said, celebrities, I don't know. Does it work that way around too?
I don't think any contracts
dinosaur media and coming to a modern form of entertainment.
And like Brie Larson's my example of that, because she came to YouTube recently, and like she was basically like lampooned off the platform within the week. And like she has the bag, like she has all the resources she needs to like SEO and like get in there and get it done. And her channel just didn't.
Was that because she was a boring person and the content wasn't there, or is it just because
I honestly believe because people didn't like her?
I think people just don't like her. So she has the unfortunate thing where she wants to be like really sarcastic, but she comes off as too genuine when she's sarcastic. Oh. So she does that thing that like I kind of do, except for she doesn't know to wheel it back, where she's like, "Oh, what did you mean by that?" But then she just leaves the energy there, and she doesn't like thinks it's funny, or she doesn't be like, "Ha, I'm just joking" type of thing. She's just like, "What do you mean by that?" It just leaves that energy right on someone's lap, and like
but I feel like that's her fault. You know what I mean? I feel like
that's her fault. It's a simple like it's like one charisma class away from understanding that's what she's doing.
It's so wild, man. It's so wild.
But and I think that's a huge like say what's everyone's obsessed with Keanu Reeves right now. Say the dude comes live streaming YouTube, Twitch, it doesn't matter. How would he do?
I think I don't think he has the personality for it.
He does, and he really doesn't have the personality in the movies too. I'm gonna.
Well, I would say because he's pretty much to himself anyway. I just don't think in front of a live audience and stuff like that. I don't think he has the.
Because
I'm gonna go with Bacon on this. It's not really his, like, he stays out of the limelight when he's not in the limelight. Like, he doesn't want to be in it, and I think he's even made comments along those lines where he's like, "Hey, like when I'm not there, I'm like doing my own," you know.
Exactly.
I think it also goes around. This is why a lot of famous people don't really do much interviews or out there because a lot of people started disliking Deadmau5 when he was streaming on Twitch.
Yep.
They started finding out what kind of dude he was, and no, we don't like him anymore.
Well,
his streams were good. I didn't mind him, but then he decided to cut ties with streaming. Mm-hmm. But you know what I mean? It's just.
But I haven't heard anything from him since that time, though. You know,
I haven't.
Well, he said he was done releasing music and everything. He said he was. I mean, that man's got more money.
Retirement, ain't he?
Yeah, but he was also, if you guys follow it, he was just a regular dude before the music.
Yeah,
he hit a gold mine doing the music, and then went to streaming, and you just find out he just wanted to be himself on stream.
It was a little more difficult. He was a mysterious famous person. He wore a mask. You had what? And then he came on Twitch and was like,
"What's up, guys?
This is Deadmau5."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bro. Because where's the you know? And once you start I guess that's the only thing about live streaming, which I could totally make a difference between YouTube. And I think Jib pointed it out. YouTube is edited, right? You could take out what you don't want about you in the videos.
Definitely.
Streaming, it's all you, man. Unless you're 100% fake, which we went over last time. So it literally breaks or makes you. You know what I mean? I don't think it's one or the other. I went back. It's saying 7 figures for Logic's contract.
But why though? We have learned from the past that contracts don't work.
Right. It started his partnership. So they even gave him partnership off the bat. It started July 21st.
I want to correct that mindset. As a streamer, don't matter. Don't matter. Get the bag.
What do you
mean? What I'm saying is for them as a company, you're not bringing more people for bringing.
As a company, it's really risky.
Then don't.
But it's the same thing. You know, every company has done it. NFL pays players millions of dollars for them to just tear their knee within like the first week of practice. You know what I mean? Now you paid a dude 1 point something million just to sit on the bench. You know what I mean? It's a risk. You never know what's going to happen. Or you pay a guy $500,000 and he becomes the next best thing in the game. You know what I mean? It's the risk.
It's investing, really right? Which is so that's how Twitch sees it, by the way. Is like it's investing. Like they put 7 figures on it, and they're hoping to see like 8 figures out of it, you know. And like they might or they might not, but like that's part of the.
They're like, we put 7, but we're gonna get way more for the people coming to watch you.
But like scale that down for us, like that's you know your SEO and like your events and all that kind of stuff like that. Like it's the same. The numbers are bigger, but the game is played the same. Like even for us and them. Although obviously I can't like hire Deadmau5 to come on my stream. Well, I guess I could, but it would be the last time you'd ever see me if it goes wrong.
That's very true.
If it goes wrong, you're done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying
that. Which is what happened to Mixer too. Yeah.
Yeah.
They dished out all that cash and it didn't work. Where they could have invested into SEO and advertisement and actually making the platform work.
Well, that's my point. Is like they see other platforms do that, right? Where they're dishing out contracts from other platforms, and they see like. You should be putting your money into your own platform to make more people want to come over instead of just grabbing people. That's just my opinion.
Bit of both. I really think you need a little bit of both because if you just put pure money into your platform and you're not trying to bring in talent, honestly, it's like, okay, well, we have this great platform, but we don't have anyone really that anyone wants to watch.
Yeah, but don't you have this structure before you can bring people over? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe.
But the thing is, you kind of want like it. I don't know. It's a mixture. You know what I mean? You get a bad team. and you get like a star player from another team. And I think one example is the freaking Buccaneers. No one really thought much of the Buccaneers. Now there's Tom Brady. Everyone and their mother's going to own a freaking Tom Brady Buccaneers jersey as of the coming season. That's just how it's going to go. You know what I mean? Did they have the structure? Probably not, but
so it's definitely both, because this podcast is a perfect example of that, or like the Jibcast, where we're still like structuring like how it's going to work and stuff like that, and like it's already like it's better structured and like is a better business like aspect than what I was doing before, like completely, right? But at the same time, I was able to get Badger on second episode just because I asked him. Like, the dude's got 52.2 thousand followers on Twitch. He's a partner. Like, he makes his living doing this stuff, and all I did was ask.
Numbers we could only imagine one day.
Right. Like, he's the top like 0.02% streamers. Like, he's up there. He's killing it. Like, he's achieved what everyone who buys like a Blue Yeti mic thinks they're gonna do, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he did it, you know?
Yeah, I'm just afraid. I'm just afraid that the company itself, and this is just looking at business. I feel like they would rather just pay someone to come onto their platform instead of working on what their platform is already doing. And that's what I'm afraid of.
But here's the thing, though. Like, honestly, if I were to be able to pay to get Joe Rogan on my podcast, and and like Jibcast number 5 was Joe Rogan, I made it. You know. It's that easy. Like, I'm done. Like, I did it.
Okay, even, let's put it in the stance of a company. Say Twitch was able to get him. Twitch will probably become one of the number one places for podcasts.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Because you have one of the biggest faces of podcasts on the platform.
That's Jeff Bezos money, though.
You want to bring a gaming community, a big gaming community over your platform, you get a big known gamer in your community. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but is Logic the move, though? You know what I mean?
Is he not? Do you have anything that wouldn't make him the move?
That's the thing. We won't know until he starts streaming regularly.
That's the investment right there. Is you don't know until you get the numbers.
Here's my thing, and this is coming from unpopular opinion. I really don't think Logic's that great anyway. I think lyrically he's pretty preachy, but I think he's a very,
that's got
talented.
Nothing to do with streaming, though, my dude.
What I'm saying is
you know what he's gonna stream?
Is he streaming music or is he streaming games? That's what he's doing both.
He's gonna be making music with some gaming on the side.
See, because
supposedly that's what reports are claiming.
All
I know is he's probably gonna just do sleep streams.
Well, when you said when you said that he was done, like this is gonna be his last album, I just immediately went, oh, he's just gonna stream games.
Right, and that's how he claimed it. He goes, he's retiring. I think from that he's like from that being his main bread and butter or main focus in life.
If he's doing both, then I understand it. I get it.
Musicians really never retire, though. That's my opinion.
Well, what did you think he was
music,
do?
It's always with you.
Because you went for the choke slam on him right away. What did you think he was?
I did 100%. I thought I 100%.
How did Logic hurt you, Bacon?
No, it's not that he hurt me. It's not that he hurt me. It's just
I get what you're coming from, though. I really do, because honestly,
I feel like the move, if you really want to clout chase, if you're Twitch, you grab Logic. That's the artist you grab. And that's just me. I listen, cancel me. I don't care. But listen, I'm just being honest. You know,
I'm probably add on with Bacon. Check it out. They're making contract with an artist who's probably last album he's ever going to release, right? It's going to probably be a big thing. It's going to probably be great and everything. Once everyone has the album, they're like, yo, we want more. He's not going to make any more music. What's the next best thing to get from him? Go over to his Twitch. So...
Oh, you're saying that they're milking it more than they're trying to clout chase. They're trying to wring the last few dollars out someone before they retire.
Not wring the last few. They're gonna try to ride the.
Yeah,
once the album shoots out and it's hyped, you know what I mean? It's true. Once it's so hyped, you're gonna want a lot of it. You know what I mean? It's like Hollywood does it a lot. Whenever an actor or an actress comes out in a really good movie, they come out in the next 20 movies of that year.
Brendan Fraser.
You know what I mean? That Brendan Fraser, once he made a Mummy, he came out in everything, right?
Great example of that one, yeah.
So there's several people who do that. Once they come out, you see them in every.
Yeah.
I think even Gerard Butler, once he came out in 300, he came out like in 6 movies after that. You know what I mean? So basically, that's what Twitch, I think, is a way they're doing it. He's releasing his last album, which will probably be a great album for the masses. Might as well get him in this platform while he's up there to bring in that viewership and that money.
I think it's a business idea because you pointed out the movie thing. I think they're investing 7 and they're gonna get 8 and they're gonna be like, we did it.
Yeah, let me see if I can get more out of it.
Yeah, yeah. I okay. Then I guess that makes more sense.
That's how I'm gonna see it. And again, a year from now, when we're on Jibcast number 362, whatever, and then we're gonna be like, all right, so Logic got his second ban today. Like, no, I don't. Like, honestly.
Or
you know what I mean?
Or 1.5 million people are watching a Logic concert on Twitch.
He got an increase on his contract today. Or you guys remember that one streamer who was supposed to be big? Like, we really don't know what's going to happen.
See, that's I think that's one of the biggest gaps between like Dinosaur Media and like where we are now is like they do their work and then they go home at the end of the day and like that's kind of it, and they just have to.
It's done. Yeah, they made their money no matter what.
They didn't record themselves for 8 hours. You know what I mean?
I know. Yeah.
Which we have to remind people: 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours. The ideal.
I think your mic's cutting out a little bit. You might want to turn your gate down or something.
La. Okay. Eats Mike. Is it? I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. Maybe I shouldn't have called Logic a clout. Like grabbing Logic was a clout chase move.
It kind of is, but like from a financial position, like why wouldn't you? Invest 7, get 8 out of it. Like why not?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Okay, we get it. You hate him, and you wouldn't do it.
No.
But I would.
I've never listened to any of his music. I'm gonna be
I don't even know what he does.
I only know him because of my brother. My brother listens to his music.
If he does both, then I understand it's a very good move. If in his contract it's a 50-50 gaming and music, then it's a good move. But if it's just 100% gaming, I don't know about that, Chief.
Why?
I don't know about that.
No, he can't do 100% gaming. He did it a little. The thing is, I don't know. It's weird when you're not known for something already and you suck at games, it's okay. When you're known and you suck at games, it's brutal.
Listen, him and Post Malone, two different people, right? And Posty, whenever he streams, is fucking hilarious.
But again, Logic does game a lot. Supposedly that he's a gamer. That's what he comes off. A lot of his albums are based off of video games too. The covers.
I was just saying, like, check this out. If Mr. T came on and streamed World of Warcraft,
Mr. T, I remember those freaking commercials. They had Ozzy Osbourne, Mr. T. Yeah. I remember all that. Did they have Chuck Norris? I can't remember.
I don't remember. If they came on and streamed though, like they'd be golden.
But is he playing the Mr. T character? Or is he himself?
I honestly don't think it'd matter. They would see that and associate it with the commercial, and it would be like the insta click, man.
They're gonna click, but then as soon as
are they gonna stay?
You just need 2 minutes. Staying is the question.
Yeah,
Mr. T character, they'll stay. The dude, no.
Yeah,
like, who is this guy?
Not only that.
True, yeah.
Or is he dressed up like Mr. T?
And it almost goes down to Deadmau5, like with the Deadmau5. Like he took off the mask and was like, "Who is this dude?"
I don't think Mr. T has a mask to take off though. I think he would just be like, I want to see him play Call of Duty now, like in lobby and everything. Just
get super ragey and just. I pity that fool.
So, kind of just a go back. So, yeah, there's a big tug of war with YouTube and Twitch with streaming right now. If you're on Twitch, you kind of like, YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, you feel the same way. Basically, as of right now, as we're speaking, who you think is kind of doing it right?
Here, I got the numbers for it. I posted them. Do you want them?
Yeah, good. Might as well say them.
Here, Bacon, go ahead and do your opinion so I can prove you wrong with numbers. Go ahead.
What are you saying? Who do I think is doing it right?
Yeah.
Right now, we're looking each other in the eyes. Who's the top of their game right now? YouTube or Twitch? Streaming wise, we could say streaming wise.
I thought you were talking about individual people.
No. Just as a company as a whole. Well, in streaming wise, of course.
Probably YouTube.
Yeah, okay.
I would say.
Yeah. So YouTube.
Yeah, I would say probably YouTube.
YouTube is up 6%, which like 6% is like a nice increase for any business, right? YouTube going up 6% in watch time is significant because they have 2 billion people on it. Twitch is down 3%, and people are gonna be like, "Wait, but large streamers are still getting their viewers and stuff like that."
That's right. Large streamers though.
Large streamers are growing.
You guys word it perfectly. Large streamers, they're the only ones being shown, and what's it called when they're being thrown to you? Promoted. Yeah, they're they're being promoted more out of anyone.
So to continue, man. With the numbers, large streamers are actually getting an increase on Twitch, and small streamers are seeing a dip. So even people who were like averaging in the like 100 ballpark and lower, for instance, my channel took a dip on things and stuff like that. It's because discoverability is becoming harder and harder and harder, especially because people are doing what I'm doing with Twitch now, and Twitch is my It's my primary, non-primary platform. Do you know what I mean? Like if I want to do like these connections like this, and like I have chat here that I can respond to like at any time type of thing. Like
it's their primary at the moment.
Yeah, this is like easy enough. But I upload on everything else.
Once you're done, once you hit end,
yeah,
it's not your primary anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm reachable everywhere. And what YouTubers have figured out is if anything happens on YouTube, or they just want to connect on YouTube, which by the way, YouTube's done playing that game now. They got super chat, they got subs. YouTube's done playing that game. They're like, we want to keep YouTubers on YouTube. So Twitch is going to struggle even harder as exclusivity swings more towards YouTube's favor again.
I mean, okay, so that's what big streamers, but I don't think YouTube. You think it's going to be the same issue with YouTube though?
YouTube has
getting noticeability.
YouTube has an algorithm, and they will promote streamers who are not in their top thing. Because here's the thing: when you upload videos and stuff like that, YouTube gets to know who you are, anyways. There's no way to know who's actually streaming. If you've ever been on IRL,
unless you search for them,
in late night and stuff like that, there can be streams that are getting like 1,000 something viewers, and they're streaming like straight up like not safe for work stuff, but that's why they're getting the viewers until they get deleted. Twitch has no benefit to their advertisers by promoting anyone who isn't, Asmongold, who isn't like, I guess Doctor's gone, but like Shroud, or like they don't stand to gain anything by promoting some like nobody with like even 500 viewers, because Twitch doesn't know who you are. You're like you're not that large, really, and like that's so you're weird saying to because say, man.
In the sense of YouTube, you're able to upload videos where you get thrown in the algorithm, so when you live stream, they know if you're a safe bet or not.
Yes, and that's exactly how it's working. I don't know if you.
Wow, Twitch, it's pure live, and the pure manpower you need to put into that to be even able to make an algorithm, it's not possible.
It's not
because it's all live.
Yeah,
there's no backlog of footage, basically.
Well, it wouldn't matter if there was, because we can go from podcasting right now, and then I can just like go on Live Leak this second. You know what I mean? And like Twitch would just
you never know what's going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So YouTube's using their own algorithm to help them on live streaming. Now the only thing is, we all know in the past their algorithm hasn't been the best algorithm in the world.
No,
let's be honest with that.
It's not.
But
it's kind
in
of
the sense of content, in the sense it works for now. For now, it works.
Yeah, but not having an algorithm also works. So, I was saying this even when I was like only in like the 20 average viewers like last year, where I was like, it's not a platform's job to get people to know you, like, and if you want that, that's fine, but you're exclusive to that platform at that point, like you can't move anywhere else, and if you get deleted, you're that
platform.
Yeah. So it's definitely like the streamer's job or the content creator's job, where whatever platform you're on, to have like different outlets just in case one goes down. So even like with Instagram and stuff like that, like Belle Delphine got kicked off Instagram, right?
I believe so.
But she's still known because she can upload to different platforms. Otherwise, she would have been gone. If she was only Instagram, gone. You know? So like people who are, and like I know people like this. Let's say you're averaging, I don't know, 250 viewers. I hope they're not in here right now. But let's say you're averaging like 250. You don't upload to YouTube. You don't upload to anything else. Like you don't have a story fire. Like you have nothing to fall back on in the event that you get banned, even accidentally. Accidental bans happen. Like completely.
Right.
Yeah.
Not only are they from straight up like missed algorithms,
mistakes,
like you were saying, like this is how deep it can go. A cosmic ray can literally hit your side of the like portion of the disc and just remove you. And if you look it up right now on Google, don't close my podcast to do that, by the way. Thank you. You can see that it's actually happened, and companies have had to apologize for it literally that
like,
before.
Yeah, a magnetic wave literally did.
Yeah.
Fucking imagine the luck. No, I think that that kind of goes back to the, because before I thought you're like, oh, who's doing it right? Of course, it's anybody who's on multiple platforms. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
and I think
that's the person
past
that's
shows
doing it right.
The past shows it. Vine. If you just stuck with Vine, you died when the platform went down.
Yeah.
Bro, this is such a good example. Damn.
Where are they now?
Yeah.
They're on YouTube, man.
They're on YouTube.
They're on YouTube.
Or trying to make it on
YouTube.
TikTok.
There's only one person. There's only one person that I know of that came out of Vine and exploded on every platform, and that was DC Young Fly.
No, you
DC
know
Young
the Paul
Fly.
brothers. You know.
Well, I'm saying.
Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
It's all good.
He came when I say that, like I watched DC go from literally the hood and Vine, only Vine, then going from that to YouTube to Wildin' Out to making his own music and now to movies. You know what I mean?
David Dobrik's a good example too. Look at him. Yeah. He's sponsored by I think he's almost sponsored up there like with Mr. Beast, where companies are literally throwing money at him because he gives money out. Imagine. Now he has his own show, hosting a show over on Discover. Like, dude, he's all over the place just because he branched out from Vine, and he wasn't even that big on Vine to an extent. But as soon as he hit YouTube, he blew up.
There's a Vine question chat I don't know anything about. I wasn't on Vine.
No,
it was 6-second content. I wasn't interested in it, you know.
Yeah,
and there was some people, and I actually still follow them on Twitter. Their popularity died when the platform died. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they're like, yo, buy my merch, please.
Yeah.
Not a name, but I know a few.
The merch thing's real smart though, because like
it is. But the thing is, if you're not bringing in the numbers back in the day, it's not gonna do much for you.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure?
I have an example. I'll send his profile over to you. I just don't want to.
No. You're gonna have to send me his earnings before I believe this.
That's true too.
Yeah.
That's also true. That's also true.
Like if he only had 100 viewers, but those 100 viewers were giving him $100 a month, he's making a lot more than you think.
Well, and there's certain people on Twitch that are like that I've seen that only average a certain amount that aren't even partner, but they're doing it for a living. You know what I mean? Even though they're not even, because they have the community to back them up. Like
I could name 2 streamers who are doing that right now.
Yeah,
I know. I know multiple affiliates. I know multiple affiliates who are not only going to make like a living off of it, but they're probably going to break 6 figures this year, and it's their first year streaming.
It's insane, man.
No,
I don't know if your noise gate's kicking in or
mine.
Yeah.
I see my green light coming on, so like I don't understand like what's happening.
Move your mic more in the direction of the arm.
Like this?
Yeah. Stay right there.
I don't think this is it, but yeah.
I don't know. You're just like,
that sucks. I hate that, man. Technical difficulties.
It's all good. We still hear you. But so yeah, I agree with you that you really got to branch off. I really think right now the live stream, it's good because it's what everyone really wanted the platform. Let's be honest. It's why I went from YouTube to Twitch, because YouTube at the time when I was on YouTube didn't offer that kind of stuff that it has now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
But now I have what I kind of want over on Twitch. But I'm kind of worried that YouTube's gonna hold on to that for like 6 months and then
boom,
they'll lose it. I don't know. Yeah. And the thing is, I'm just saying that because of the hype of people they have right now. They got big contract with the doc PewDiePie. You have your number one of your biggest, the number one.
What are they averaging? Not his return stream. What is he averaging right now? Is there a way to look that up?
Doc? Yeah. I can look it up right now.
Okay.
So, with the and the thing is, it's a hype. And the only reason I'm saying it is just because he was gone for what, 2 months? A month?
Like a month, maybe 2. I don't think it was 2 months.
I would say a month and a half. It felt, for a streamer, it was a long time.
Yeah, for real. Pokimane was gone for like a week, and then she's like, "Here's my apology, I'm back." You have to that's scary.
You gotta, you're not used to it. But what I'm trying to get at is like everyone's still riding the hype train on it. That's what I really think.
You sure?
It might be, because if it's gonna get to a point, and I think Shroud fucking said it. He goes, "Yo, I'm back on Twitch. I have a lot of people hitting me up like, yo, let's play Valorant, Valorant." And he goes, "Yo, when I was on that other platform with a quarter of the views I have here, none of you were hitting me up, and now I'm over here with these, and now all of you want to play with them."
That's the weirdest part. You got the numbers, Bacon?
No, I do not, because I don't think YouTube has.
They do.
YouTube's weird with it.
They kind of hide it, but you can find it through like a.
Can't you go like on Social Blade?
There's like Social Blade type things. I have a link. I'll check it out after this, and we'll talk about it next time. But the brand loyalty thing is really weird to me.
Very weird.
Really weird.
With especially like the the Twitch YouTube brand loyalty is super strange to me.
Which is weird, because let's be honest, if you have a Twitch account, you have a YouTube account.
And if
I don't think it's like one or the other.
If you don't, that's why you're not growing.
Yeah, and what I mean by YouTube, I'm not even meaning, oh, you're uploading on YouTube. You literally have a YouTube account to watch videos. You're probably subscribed to at least one person on the platform. I'm not gonna lie,
It looks like his average since he went to YouTube, so this is crazy, is over 100K. It's like 100, between 105 110K since he went to YouTube.
So well under his return, but still way higher than he was on Twitch.
Way higher than he was on Twitch, because on Twitch he was only averaging between 18 and 30.
18 and 30.
I like how it's only. That's like that 30 is like the size of the big town next to me. There's like every single person watching.
Yeah. It's weird because he got a 200% gain moving, or basically losing his contract with Twitch and going to a different platform.
That's what people wished happened at Mixer, huh? Where were those numbers?
Yeah.
And the thing, I think it goes back down to what Bacon was saying. You're talking about a platform that's kind of already established in that kind of media. Not streaming, but that content.
I think it's way more than that too. You want to hear my actual theory on it?
Sure.
I may get into like the numbers of things. So when it comes to Twitch analytics and stuff like that, it doesn't break it down that much. It probably does a lot more than we see, but YouTube's is almost as detailed as like Facebook's. It will tell you what you like to watch, like your age, like your gender, like it will break you down to like your base levels and stuff like that. It knows who to advertise to.
Even from the area you live, right?
So If you have
demographic.
100,000 people watching you, YouTube can like it will take all of that information and be like, this is who we're looking for. Where I'm on,
we're gonna shoot you to these people.
Yeah, I'm on
we
Twitch.
know who will shoot you towards.
And I only get like in between like 10 and like 30 viewer average, like depending on what stream it is, right?
You see,
so
and the
there's less
algorithm
data to
has
pull
been like
from
that.
there. You know?
You see, and they had to fix that a little bit. For a lot of you who upload to YouTube now, recently, about a few months ago, they had to add a piece to the upload. Is your content made for children?
Yep.
Just because their algorithm was shooting a lot of videos of children that wasn't made for children. You know what I mean? And you literally have to tell them yes or no. And if you ever hit yes, then like a huge pop out gives out. No, a huge pop out, and it's like, well, what makes it for children? It's like you got to follow the guidelines, man.
It's because it's illegal to collect data on people under the age of 13 in the United States.
Yeah.
So because of that, if it's designed for children and your base audience is going to be children, YouTube has to be like, we can't data collect on your video.
On this, yeah.
Which means no ads because they don't know who they're advertising to, and it means less ads because they're children anyways. They don't have money.
They don't care. Yeah.
You know, I was gonna say, you know, it was weird because I was looking up a YouTube of a certain star for Sea of Thieves, well known, and I was very curious because he's huge on that game.
Sure.
And it was crazy to me to see that he had under 100K subs.
Why?
And not that many posts. Why was it crazy to me?
Yeah.
Because it was just crazy to know that his name was that big, but to see that he wasn't trying to branch out to another platform. I get the mindset of it, of feeling comfortable, but it was just kind of weird.
Who is it?
Pace.
It's Pace.
I'll be
honest.
honest.
It's Pace. I knew it right away, right when he said it.
Yeah.
My opinion, it's the other way around. I think Captain Falcor is bigger on YouTube than he is on Twitch.
It's wild to me. Like seeing that was,
but Twitch is his main platform. Not main. Well,
yo, I think Captain Falcor is biggest on Twitter because I always see his post. He has incredible engagement, and I don't think he's taking advantage.
Yeah, every day I see a post from him.
Every day he has incredible engagement, and I don't see him marketing on it. Honestly,
I'm not saying. Well, I say reach, not engagement, because he probably averages like 7 likes. I'm not gonna lie. Like some of the tweets hit, you know what I mean, but most of them are average tweets.
A view is still engagement by metrics. It's not the same thing as a like or anything like that, but it is brand familiarity. The more you see something, you know.
So and I get what you're saying. From it, Big. My only theory on with Pace is just because he focuses more on Twitch, and YouTube is just a ground base for him to drop his clips. That's all it is. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I get that.
It's just Falcor, he doesn't really do highlights of his Twitch. He does completely separate content compared to his Twitch streams. His Twitch streams are completely different than the content he posts on YouTube.
I think Twitch compilations being uploaded to YouTube is pointless. The audience is so different. Why would you even bother? Like, okay, I had to stop doing this because, like, here I'll just get into it. The posting the posting going live thing on Twitter is dumb. You don't walk into someone else's party and say, "Hey, I'm having a different party." That's stupid.
You guys don't do that?
No. But like,
yo, this party sucks. Come on my party.
If you want engagement on Twitter, you have to make things that engage on Twitter. You can't just be like, I'm going live, because okay, well, we're on Twitter, so what do you want us to do about it? You know,
we're for Twitter, not for whatever you're doing on something else. Yeah.
So it's like people want to.
The weirdest ones I've seen are Instagram. I'm going live over, and they post a picture, and I'm like.
I know, like
that was a bad mistake I made in the very beginning.
It was like 23 hours later. 23 hours later, it finally puts it through my feed, and I'm like, well, I missed that.
Because the average I see someone's post is between 2 to 7 hours after it's been posted. I don't see it exact. I don't have notifications on a lot of people I follow, and
I don't have
Well,
notifications for social media. Period.
I don't need it. But Instagram is a very weird. They have their own weird algorithm that doesn't really make sense to me either. So they have their algorithm is different because what they do is it's kind of like TikTok's algorithm, where TikTok will put out a video, and the more engagement that it gets, the more that it recommends it, right? And
Hi,
it's
I
kind of
was
the
just
same.
talking about that with like for my metrics, like 10 to 30 like viewer average. There's not enough data to pull, but if you get 100,000 viewers, they know exactly who to market to because they have a huge amount of data.
So Instagram does the same thing, but it doesn't do it overall for recommendations. It only does it for the hashtag that it has. So whatever hashtag that you have on it, if it gets more engagement, then it slides it into that hashtag, and then it starts to branch out and hashtags that are related to it.
I'm sorry, but talking about dying on a platform, I think if you start on Instagram, you get big on there, you kind of stay on there. Like, I don't think there's any way to get off of Instagram. I haven't seen much people do that.
I agree. I don't even post there much anymore. Like I love posting
all the
on
people
Instagram,
who get
but
famous for doing their stupid shit, like the clout chasing. You remember, like Lil Tay and stuff like that with the money and everything.
Yeah.
Nowhere off of Instagram. Nowhere. And then they tried doing it on YouTube, and it's the same thing. Like it feels like you're watching Instagram, but for like 20 minutes straight. And it's like, yeah, I don't want to do this.
Instagram has the problem where does Instagram uses Facebook's Pixel or like the Pixel like advertisement thing? Does it use that?
I believe so because Facebook and Instagram are highly integrated.
Yeah, I think that they do. Before Facebook bought it, no, absolutely not.
I just say I've never bought anything off like social media like that, and like they have no idea where to classify me, even if I do go on those things. So like I think that Facebook itself is so far out of touch with what's going on.
Don't get me started, Jib.
No, go ahead. This is what the podcast is for, is to get started.
Even hit Facebook gaming. I want to know what Bacon thinks, because I think me and Jib already bashed it enough. I want a third person.
All right. If you want to talk about probably the worst platform to go to live stream, that's the platform. If you want to talk about the worst social media platform to be on, it's that platform. If you want to talk about and like a company that really does take your data and sells it to everybody, gets asked about it, says no, and then has to go to Supreme Court to say yes, come on. And then they don't do anything about it. Come on, man. If you really, really just do not care about your privacy, if you don't care about whatever you're trying to do company-wise, please go use Facebook. But if you actually care, like, come on,
bro. If someone's not using like a Nokia brick phone, and if they have like a social media account, they don't care about their privacy. They don't care.
What I'm saying is that like Facebook is literally, in my opinion, it is literally the worst company possible. Like, if there was,
that's a hot take.
I'm just saying. It literally is. Like, they get away with the stuff that they do because they're so huge, and everybody goes, "Oh, it's Facebook, it's fine." But if
that's the problem,
but I think if it were a smaller
there's
company,
like, oh, it's because it's face. It's like when a murderer kills someone, and you're like, oh, it's because he's a serial killer. No.
Yeah,
that's true.
If a smaller company was doing what Facebook was doing at the level that Facebook is doing,
that company will be ruined.
That company will be gone. It would be gone. 100%. It would be gone.
I agree with you.
So, but Facebook has made decisions. Facebook doesn't care about you. Facebook is giving false advertisements. It gives fake views. I
love that. I love that take when people are like, a corporation doesn't care about you. How could they? A corporation isn't a real person. How could they care about you?
Well, I'm saying at the highest level of that company.
Yeah, it's just 12 guys around a wooden table.
Yeah. Because in Facebook is horrible when it comes to it, because they don't care about the people coming to the platform. They just care about the data that those people are going to give them.
And so the streamer Disgusting Toast made a really good point, because he's actually signed with Facebook, and Facebook actually gave him permission, or Disguised Toast gave him the decision to he could stream on Twitch too, periodically if he wants to. He doesn't have to just be solely on Facebook gaming. And he goes, one of the best benefits, and he says one of the best benefits, what I took was the only good thing about streaming on Facebook, that's what I got from it, is when someone tries trash talking you in your chat, you know their real name. And you could call them out by their name. Like, listen here, Anthony. And then, like, that's the only thing I get from it. You know?
Yeah, but who knows that person that's trash talking you is actually a real person.
But you know what I mean? It's like over here.
Well, wait,
I'm gonna lead bacon sweats.
You're talking about the inflated numbers thing. I don't think.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how easy it is to just, and it's everything. It's Twitch too. But you go on there. How many times have you guys gotten a friend request from somebody that you shouldn't have gotten a friend request from on Facebook? That only has like 8 people.
Yeah.
He's got 8 people, and you know it's the same thing. Yeah, that person could say his name's Anthony, but it's actually Jacob, and he lives in Texas, not Idaho.
Are you a proponent for internet identity?
No.
Well, then what are you doing right now?
Well, I'm just making the point that if that's his point, that's why he likes it. But that's not.
But like, it was funny because he makes that argument that's a great benefit of it. But I think that's the only benefit he got from it. Everything else, like,
Jib, and I'll say this: I think that is an inevitability in the future.
I think it's impossible to do.
You think it's impossible?
Yeah, I think it's impossible because I'll just Tor browser and I'll never be on mainstream media again. I'll never be on mainstream media. I'll just Tor browser. Like, you can't confine me. It's the internet. It's made of electrons. You can't rule over it. It is literally the unconquerable.
When I'm saying the inevitability, I'm not talking about like 100 years, 200 years. I'm talking about like eventually
getting ready for a crusade on the internet.
He is getting ready.
I'm talking about if 2,000 years were to pass and the internet's still a thing, it's still unconquerable.
No one will really be like, yo, this is mine.
There's no such thing as secure data. It does not exist. The only way to have secure data is to plug this in once, download whatever I need onto it, or put it whatever I need, and then never plug it in again. As soon as it accesses something else, it's accessible. There's no such thing as secure data.
I wasn't ready for you to bring out a USB drive. I don't know
why. I wasn't either, to be honest. Where did you even...
For those who are listening, he just pulled out a USB drive out of thin air.
How long have you been holding that USB drive before you pulled it up?
It's like a magician.
It's the USB drive that contains my game, so it's like right here.
Okay.
Oh, really? Jeez.
Yeah. But like,
for those listening, he was referring to a USB.
Yeah.
The data on there, and it's not connected to anything. No one could access it.
Yeah. But as soon as it touches something else, it's accessible.
It's accessible, exactly right.
The Pentagon gets hit how many thousands of times a day? Like there's no such thing is not conquerable. And we were talking about this on Sea of Thieves, and I'm glad we're bringing it up now too. Is there's always day 0 exploits. There's always something that has not been found yet, and there's usually hundreds of those in a program. There are like hundreds of. And what day 0 means is that the problem hasn't been worked on for 0 days. So
because it's unknown.
And it hasn't been found, basically.
It hasn't been found. And this is like one of the things that people do to make money on like Tor and stuff like that, is they find these day 0s and then they predict what the fix is going to be, and they make a day 0 for that as well. And then the second the patch comes out for that, they just release the other one. There's no such thing as secure. It's not even a pipe dream. It wouldn't matter if humanity stayed on this version of the internet for another 10,000 years. It's not securable because it's made of electrons.
You know, I think what you're talking, because Honda just recently had that issue where somebody had a ransom. They literally put a ransom virus or Trojan on their whole corporate network, and they held them ransom. And basically, what that does is until you give them the money, they don't release it. That's basically it. But
it's exactly what it anyways, even if you do give them money.
Yeah. So it's
we're gonna keep it there just in case.
But the person that works over there that I spoke to about it, they said they, I guess, got through the first phase of it, and then there was 4 more viruses behind it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Those were the other. Those are the other zeros. Yeah.
So it's impossible to kind of stop that.
Yeah.
So.
No, because the people doing it are they're not just a day ahead. you don't know how many days ahead they are of you.
Yeah.
Because even if you patch the one they did, they already have predictive models and how you're going to fix it, and you have no idea. You don't even know how many predictive models there are down the line from you too.
You know, I'm very curious then, just to not to put an aluminum foil hat, right?
Oh,
is it gold or silver?
Where's my gold foil hat? Here, let's do this.
But
bro, I'm gonna buy some gold foil sheets and I'm just gonna make a hat. I'm like, hey.
So you talked about how earlier you were like, yeah, somebody could be erased or banned off a platform just based on the algorithm, right? So just based on their algorithm, they could just poof be gone.
Yeah,
right?
just gone.
So
bye.
So what if instead of and I wonder if this has ever happened, where instead of somebody getting into beef, right, they were just like, fuck that person, everybody that's related to them. You know what I mean? On a platform. They could literally go on a platform and just completely cut them out of the platform. Completely.
Yeah, why couldn't
without in that company, literally that company could do nothing about it. That's like, I think that would be the worst kind of person. I've always thought that the worst kind of person is the person that brings up drama, but that right there is the worst kind of person.
I think we covered this on Patreon last podcast. Basically, they got rid. Yeah, they got rid of a content creator, and they're like, yeah, we like them, basically. And then
my mind.
The whole freaking fan base is like, hey, we want our money back since he's not on here. And then they're like, oh, hold on, type. Here's our new TOS. You can't take your money.
Imagine being a company that big, right? That's just like, nobody will notice.
So that's basically what you're kind of like talking about right there.
Yeah, it's kind like, yeah. So Patreon, you are the worst kind of people.
I think it kind of relates into what Badger was talking about. So I don't want to put words into his mouth and stuff like that, but he's like, he's definitely very gray hat when it comes to like internet dealings, and I think that's the right way to go about things. And I think that when people only start acting real stupid online when they think that they're in the moral right, instead of just being like, well, it's the internet. That's usually the smart way to take, but I noticed that especially with the YouTube Twitch drama and then like even Patreon where they're like, we're gonna do the right thing. Legal trouble. You didn't do the right thing. You just acted dumb, and like you're not gonna get anything for it, and no one's gonna think you're morally superior. They're gonna think you're an idiot.
I don't know. It's a weird, the whole like drama thing. I've never really understood why people want. I mean, some people do it if they're a smaller, I guess, content creator to try and get blown up, and they'll aim towards a bigger creator because they're like, you know, we'll get more views based on it.
Yeah.
But it also is like the reverse of that.
Jib's like, I know who.
No, but at the same time, there's a giant reverse to that. You know what I mean? And I've kind of seen that where somebody could be small, but guess what? They have the mass. So if you, I mean, they don't really care about what you say. They're gonna listen to that person. You know what I mean? They're on that person's side if they're watching them throughout, unless you got evidence. You know what I mean? And you have like actual stuff to send.
Super pro tip: never care.
That's what I'm saying.
Never care.
Don't care.
No, I mean like so with like the H3 and Keemstar and Leafy thing, like H3 is just mad all the time. And like the other two are just like they think it's the funniest thing possible.
Yeah.
And they're making
so one party's pissed all the time and the other two are let's make
But like and like people hate the other two, like right? Like they hate just like Leafy and Keemstar because they're just like like I think they're untouchable at this point because like what are you gonna say about him? What are you gonna say?
Not much, yeah.
And they don't care what you say anyways, so like there's no hitting him. But Ethan cares to look like he's like the like morally superior guy, and that's what his content nuke series was even about. Is like, oh, look how bad the other guy is. You just look like a dumbass, man. Just stop.
Look like a douche, man. Yeah.
Just stop.
Look like a douche.
Oh, like Keemstar's bad. Okay, like I don't really care. I kind of like, yeah, probably. Like, who cares though? You know?
Yeah, and the thing is those people, those people that are like that are like, oh, you know, these people are bad. Yeah, they're so bad that they have millions of people watch their content every week. They're that bad. Their content
It's
may
a
not
weird
be.
trend they're doing on YouTube, man. Let's call
It's
someone
like,
out on the morals on YouTube. Like,
It's like a weird like modern day like witch hunt type of thing where it's like
it
oh
is.
we don't like this
It
person.
falls under cancel culture. It falls under everything. They're like, yo, my views are drying up a little. Let's go after that one guy I don't like.
And they'll
that's
like
what I'm saying.
they'll keep hating on people, and it's like it's almost the equivalent of like putting the board on and then like keep stacking rocks and seeing like how much they can take until they break type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's like
yeah. But it's
like why at the same time? Like
there's no need for it.
Like let's say that Keemstar is the most racist person on the face of the planet.
Oh, well.
What are you gonna do? Like canceling him is not gonna convert him from being racist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but other people don't get to hear it. Yeah, because the internet's not secure, and like he can just go post it anywhere else.
Anywhere he wants to on whatever profile he wants to.
Dude, people who think that canceling works, I wish they understood. No, actually, I don't wish they understand. You're only blowing them up, and you're making them more relevant to people who didn't used to know about them, and you're promoting their content whether you know or not, and you're putting zeros in their bank account, and you're a fucking loser.
100%. 100%. And if you feel like you're
growing you're just growing the audience for trying to
dude,
and you look like a major douche as well, which fucking nobody.
That's why I said I hope they don't get it. I hope they continue down that path. Be mad, stay mad, make other people rich off of it. That's what you deserve.
Like there's not many people.
Haters.
Yeah, man.
Stay mad, haters. Yeah.
Stay mad, man. Like there's not many people that I've seen where they can do that and their channel is actually like done well, or they feel like they're like, oh, I need to bring this up, and then they bring up the topic. Listen, man, this day and age, whatever topic you have, you got about 24 to 48 hours before somebody goes next topic.
So
you know what I mean?
So Ian, iDubbbz did see his stuff wasn't even cancel culture. He just pointed out, hey, this is stupid. Let's make fun of it. And people really vibed with that because he wasn't like malicious about it, you know? As soon as you bring like they're out there hurting people, like they're out, like you look so dumb because it's just online, man. It's just online. It's not real. Stop.
That's when those content nukes and stuff came in, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's different. That's different between roasting and having a good time, you know what I mean, and making fun of something and being hateful towards something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a giant difference between. I could laugh my ass off and make fun of somebody's content, but at the end of the day, like, I don't really care.
Do anything.
Yeah,
for you.
It's not going to do anything
for them,
me,
right?
You know.
Yeah, I posted the opposite side of this on Twitter too, where I posted about toxic positivity, and I was like, those people aren't your friends. The people who are like, oh,
you want to recap on that? Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm not gonna pull it up. But I said something along the lines of toxic positivity isn't anti-bullying. It's bullying after they act like they're your friends.
Yeah.
And that's what they're gonna do too. Is these people who are like they're super positive and they're all about positive vibes and stuff like that. Just wait until they turn on you, because they will turn on you, and then you'll be their target instead. Instead of them saying like, oh, like these other people are hateful, they're gonna be saying it about you. And the only common denominator, by the way, is them. The only common denominator between they're always so hateful and all this kind of stuff, it's always them. And like people fall into the trap because they hear all the right things and they don't see the warning signs. I'm not friends with people like that, by the way. And if you are someone like that, just unfollow me because I hate your guts. Thank you.
I think that was one of the main things before I started streaming. That was kind of a thing that I had thought about for a lot of, the cancel culture is fucking crazy. You know what I mean? And like, you say anything wrong on a platform and you're big enough, you're going to get taken through the ringer. Man, if you want to be a content creator and stuff like that, in my opinion, you have to have the mindset that you're just gonna do you, and just you gotta let the water roll off your back. You know what I mean? And just let it be. Like, unless you say something fucking crazy. If you say something crazy, and then that's on you.
Yo, did you watch the Badger podcast? He went over this. Did you watch the Badger podcast?
I said I gotta. Before this, we had talked about it. I was at work when you did it.
Yo, fuck, you should have done that, man. It's so good. He went over all this.
Yeah.
He went over all like in depth too, because he's in the industry, you know.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Man, so I brought up the Alinity thing, and his sentiment was, yeah, she deserved it. Because if you go online and you hit go live, who do you have to blame?
Yeah, it's yourself. You have yourself to blame.
But then on top of that, he's like, here's the thing though. Let's say that those are just crocodile tears and she's making money off of it. She still deserves it. Because she's making the bag. I was like, you deserve it one way or another. That's the crazy part. It's like you can look at it either way. You can look at it as I'm a victim, or it's like I'm a victim.
Yep.
Hand over fist cash.
100%.
Man.
At the end of the day, you still did what you did.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean?
That, and like you see, there's a like when the allegations happened with Doc, right? How many people out of the woodwork were just like, oh, this is what's happening. This is what's going on with him. This is what's going on with the contract. And what did Doc do? Literally stayed quiet the entire time.
Which was the right move, by the way.
Which was the right move to do.
What did he do? What did he do? We're still trying to figure. He only released a tweet. We're trying to figure out what's going on here. Don't know anything.
He said it in his live stream. Yeah, he said it in his live stream when he came back. He's like, whether you guys believe it or not, he's like, I still don't know what the fuck I did. You know what I mean? Basically, like he doesn't know what he did on the platform. You know, I don't know, but the people coming out of the woodwork, crazy, insane. All the stories that came
I was
out.
gonna pull it up. I might actually get banned if I pull it up though, so I don't know if I want to. I'm gonna reference it though. Remember when he got banned and people started jumping in, being like, "I know what he did. Doc won't be coming back." I'm gonna paraphrase it so I don't get banned.
Yeah.
Yo, the same people are there.
There were several people who did that.
The same people, the same exact people, because we got the screenshots, are there for when Leafy got kicked off. The same exact people. Yo.
Yep.
There is some weird mentality. It's some cult-like mentality, like straight up, that they're involved in to do stuff like that.
I know.
There's a small group of 1,000 people that are working in a cave right now trying to get everybody off the platform.
What?
Aluminum helmet. I'm saying that's the kind of mindset, bro.
They all say the same thing. We know what happened. We can't tell you, but it's big.
No, and docs, they did it's not they're like, oh, we're not going to tell you. They kind of went into depth and said some things that like were really fucking out there. And that's going on Jib, the post that Jib was referencing.
I didn't see those.
The only ones I kept seeing was, yo, we can't really go into detail right now, but it's big.
Those are the ones. So the reason why they said stuff like that too is because, like, if you like bring it up, it becomes a legality issue. But if you're like, oh yeah, we know, but we can't say, it technically skirts the line of like legality and stuff like that, and they know this. But at the same time, yo, that is some mudslinging, like hard.
Yeah, it is. Because you don't even have to say what happened to just drag someone's name, man.
But to talk about it, I mean, he did. I mean, the move of not saying anything, the move of just letting it, letting the world, literally letting everybody on social media just rip into him.
In the past, a lot of people are like, "Yo, I don't know what I did." In the past, a lot of people who ever been called out or got banned or we don't know why, a lot of them straight away go, "Yo, I don't know what happened, but I want to apologize if as soon as you say sorry,
as soon as you say sorry, it's over.
You're done. You're done. You admit it. You admit it. You did something, and then no one wants nothing to do with you.
Here, and it's this easy. It's this easy, by the way. Bacon, say that you're sorry to me.
No, absolutely not.
Good.
But we've had this discussion multiple times. Yeah.
Because all that has to happen is if you apologize first, I can literally claim whatever after that. I can accuse you of whatever you already apologized. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's Doc avoided that, by the way, because he didn't apologize and because he didn't say he knew what happened, stuff like that. People just couldn't be like, it was this.
Yeah.
Or like Doc did this to me, like right away,
And I think with the other bands and stuff like that happened with him, he's always been that guy to kind of just stay quiet. You know what I mean, about what's going on, even the stuff with his wife, you know what I mean, and everything like that. Like he pretty much stayed quiet. He like said one thing and then he was gone for like a month. You know what I mean? You let I hope as a content creator I can do the same thing if I get caught up in that, where I just don't say anything.
I'm gonna talk mad shit. I've already had people come after me, and luckily enough, I got the screen caps of their apologies and stuff like that. I used to be nice about it. No, it wasn't you. I used to be nice to people about stuff like that. That's it, man.
No, I just don't. I think what it is for me, I just don't care. I think that's what it is. I just don't give a fuck. Like you have that mentality about me, whatever, dog. Like you know what I mean?
I'm a milk it is what I'm gonna do. You're gonna see a 9-part content series on it where I don't even have stuff to talk about after video 3, and I'm just making their thumbnail,
making shit up,
and just talking about random stuff.
Like
milk it.
Yeah, I mean it. I mean, the worst I think I would even do is I would just roast the shit out of them, like a 30-minute roast session. But even then, like it's just not. Yeah, I just don't care that much, I guess. And that's not saying that I don't care about anybody talking to me on social media, but like say some negative shit. I don't care.
I did.
Whatever you're thinking negatively, I'm already thinking about myself, dog.
Good. That's why I made it twit longer.
That's what I'm saying.
I already did it.
Remember when Jib made his twit longer on me? I'm still healing.
You were both in it, the same one.
Were we?
Yeah. Do you don't remember it?
I only remember me.
Yeah.
But
Falcon doesn't board or come back to the boat when I ask him to, and then I hate bacon. There's the whole thing.
Yeah, it was one line.
I hate bacon.
But I think that's difficult for a lot of people who live in this age. I think they feed into the fire, and then you don't need to, dog. You don't need to. There's no need for it, especially if the allegations are fake.
I need more zeros in my bank account than the 1 0 that I have.
Jib did a good thing in telling me not to apologize. You know what I mean? And that's something that I've had to work on because I've been an apologetic person my whole life.
Yeah, I can tell.
And like, but I working on that. It's exactly what he said. If you didn't do anything wrong, as soon as you say sorry, you're immediately wrong. Yep. It doesn't matter if you're telling the truth or not. You know what I mean?
No, especially in the industry, you just content creator. You're not gonna please everyone. That's just how it's gonna be. You know what I mean? If someone doesn't like something you did, tough shit. You're not gonna change for that. You know what I mean?
Now,
and I always tell Jib, you could be the sweetest, juiciest peach. There's someone out here who hates fucking peaches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
There's girls out there who have the sweetest, juiciest peaches, and people aren't even ask me, and I'm like, oh, what a waste! What a waste.
Well, I think that's one because YouTube kind of went through that, right? Like, we're talking about the cancel culture and stuff like that. YouTube went through a giant cancel culture like 2 months ago. Like a lot of people were trying to cancel everybody on the fucking platform. Everybody, and there was 2 people specifically that went on and apologized, and I was like, this is the 5th time that they were about to get canceled, and I was like, just give it up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's on his 5th time. You're not really doing it. He's gonna disappear for 3 months and come back bigger than ever because people miss him.
Here's what I learned. Here's what I learned in Alaska. Bull moose, when they're mad, they'll lower their head at a train and charge it. They can't win the fight. The train wins every time. But guess what? That clip ends up on the internet.
True. True.
They can't win the fight, but you can still get clout from it.
But talking about that person,
you're famous now. Congratulations.
The guy who he apologized and is disappearing. What he did was wrong, but I don't think it was that wrong. You know what I mean? And I don't want to say his name because
what happened exactly?
I'm talking about Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson hit. There it is.
Yeah, you're fine.
So he's tried. They've tried like 5 times to end this man's career, and they just keep on shoveling more dirt out. And I'm like, okay, how much more do you have? and they continuously bring more dirt out. You know what I mean?
Here's all the dirt I need. His content's boring and drab.
I do agree.
He's like, I used to make edgy content.
Mm,
It's just bad. It's not even. It's just bad.
It's not edgy. It's cringe.
Yeah,
it's cringe. It's
just
exactly
cringe.
what it is. The content's cringe.
He makes cringe compilations. It just happens to be of himself instead of someone else.
But you would think that those people. I mean, that like I said, this is like 1,000 times this has happened, and they just keep coming after him. I'm like, just let him do his own thing.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
I do agree because like it's on the internet. Like, who cares?
Who cares?
But at the same
if YouTube decides to cancel him, if YouTube decides to rip his content, that's on YouTube. But fucking let him do his thing. You know what I mean? Well, if you're stupid enough to go watch his video to give him more money in his bank account, then that's on you.
Yeah, you know and vice versa. I think it's vice versa too. As a content, you're gonna get a who just don't like you. That's just how it's gonna be.
Man, you cut out like 6 times on my side. I don't know if that's what I heard.
I said as a content creator, you're gonna a few people who just are not gonna like you. You know?
Oh yeah.
No, of course you're gonna be.
That's just how it's gonna be. You know what I mean? On you. When I was always at 100 subs on YouTube, and like I'm not even discoverable, and I always will get one comment. This is shit, man. I'm like, whatever, like get out then. I don't care.
Well, and
then the next day I released an apology video to my 72 subscribers for making the shit video.
I think as a content creator, you have to know like it's a very competitive, like people are gonna hate you because it's a competitive nature. You know what I mean? People look at it as a competition. So whether they like you or not, in the back of their head, they could be like, I fucking hate this guy, which is the wrong attitude. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna ruin him, especially if they're in the same category as you. The worst is fucking YouTube makeup tutorial people are the worst at each other. Like, I've never. Like they're like, oh, I love this person.
You're shadowing shit.
I know, it's fucking ridiculous. I'm like, you guys, I don't know. Maybe it's just a different mindset.
You're using that foundation.
That's what I'm saying.
There isn't a smarter group on YouTube.
I'm saying, dude.
Brett, I'm not even joking. Like, on a personal level. Most of them probably deserve to be buried alive, but
I don't know, man. The mukbang category, they go at each other.
Nah, man. Like, listen, the makeup tutorial section is the bread and butter because it appeals to like the 14-year-old girl market. If you can target that market, you win. Not only does it target them though, it also targets drama, which happens to also appeal to the same market again.
Hey, it also appealed to the bigger content creators.
Yeah,
true.
100%.
All big content creators have at least done one video, girlfriend doing my makeup or doing boyfriend's makeup or something with makeup. Even like the big ones are like doing our makeup in the dark, and it's like,
and I think
everyone's done makeup on YouTube.
And some
my
of them,
girlfriend's even told me, "Yo, could I do your makeup for a video?" And I'm like, I'm not there yet.
Oh, it's one of those things where you look at like. I think that industry as well, like they go at each other. I feel like there's some of them that do it, and that's what their collaboration is within that category. Their collab is, let's do a little drama. I'll get you noticed. I'll pull some of your people over to come watch my content. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a weird thing, but they do harass each other. Like when it's bad, it's bad. You know what I mean? When it's just like, just a little small talk. But
now, do you think it's competitive like that with gaming?
100%. 100%.
To what extent?
Gaming might be worse, to be honest. Because
I think gaming
is already hyper competitive as it is. The thing is I just don't think the money's involved too. That's what. That's why I call the makeup community smart. Because
even as a Twitch streamer, as a Twitch streamer, it's like that. Have you ever gone on the category you were playing the game and you're like, "Yo, that was a good." You go in the category and you see with the top, and then you see like the third one, and you're like, "How the fuck is this guy above me?"
we literally had this discussion.
Bro. I've said that live before.
Calm down, Bacon. Calm down.
I have never. Okay, I'm not gonna say this person.
And it's because you watched like 2 minutes of their video and you. Bruh.
The hate is not on the person. The hate is on the strategy that they use to get the views.
No, I'll hate him for whatever. It's fine.
What's the strategy you're hating it? What's grinding your gears?
View botting.
Oh, that's a huge issue. Huge issue.
That's not even competition though. If they're having to do that, they already admitted defeat. In fact, they paid for defeat.
I've rated out to a guy.
No, because that said person is still partner, Jib, and is still getting away with it.
Do you act like partner means anything? Partnering with Twitch, like ooh.
No, I'm saying that the fact that like
it's a milestone. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's just a milestone.
I understand that it's a milestone. My issue is that the 30 people that are part of his channel donate enough that he can live on his own, and he makes a.
We made that statement with the merch. Yeah. With
Thank
the merch,
you.
like 100. Yeah.
Thank you
Bacon
for making my point. I'm on the cutting edge.
You know what? Jib sounds like a robot right now. I don't care.
I'm my own view bot for my channel.
I've rated a guy who had I think I had someone in my chat. They went off on that guy in his own stream.
Oh, I remember.
I rated him. He had around 90 to 100 views.
Yeah.
Crickets though.
Zero
Crickets.
chat, right?
Yep.
That doesn't mean the same thing.
I don't think this kid watches my stream anymore. I read it out and the guy goes, "Hey, you're cheating. Those are fake views." And I'm reading this and I'm like, I'm not gonna follow this guy. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna have nothing to do with him. I don't he dug his own grave as soon as he I don't care.
So someone else can view bot you though in the very same way that someone else can follow bot you. So
it's possible,
true.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
But again, Jib goes down. Follows don't matter.
Follows don't matter.
No, the follows don't matter. It was just there were other things that streamer was doing. That's the only streamer that I've ever had an issue with. I love everybody else on the on the platform. That's the only person.
What irks me more than follow bots, people.
Huh?
Follow for follow.
That fucking drives me nuts too. Not gonna lie. No, it drives me nuts when somebody comes into your chat.
Jib's Jib's favorite person on the whole platform who's a partner did a follow for follow. Jib loves them. Ooh. Jib loves them so much. Jib has a shrine to them behind him. Behind that green screen, there's a shrine. I could tell you because Jib brings them up today. Okay.
I've been thinking about asking him onto the podcast.
You should. I don't see why not.
I
want to be in there too. Me and Bacon are just gonna.
We're just gonna sit in the sit like this. Like,
The thing is though is
go on.
I've said it before is like how people are on the internet and how people are in real life is like really different, right?
Two different things. It's an act. Yeah.
And the podcast, I get to experience people as they really are more than the content. Because like content creation wise, I absolutely hate everything about him. But I don't know how the person really is outside of that, and that would be
to know. It's nicer because they're not on their channel. They're not streaming this or anything. They're themselves.
Yeah,
it's just talking.
That was the most humble, wholesome thing that I've ever. That was the smartest thing you could have ever said. That's why I like podcasting too, 100%. Before I started doing it, you get to really feel what the person's actually like outside of
talking shit. That's why I'm here.
You know what I mean? and I don't think you get that on, because for me, for instance, I'll go ahead and say it about my own content. When I'm on, I'm very energetic. When I'm on a podcast or I'm just talking, I'm probably one of the most chill, non-amped up people.
That's true. Ever. You didn't rip like 4 Xannies before you went online today.
Like, hold on, guys. I'm gonna go, man.
But I think it's because it's I'm the same
fuel.
I'm the same person. I'm the same person on stream. I'm just more energetic than I would be in real life. Yeah. That's all. And
I think it's kind of the adrenaline of going live too. Kind of jazzes 100%.
100%. If you watch some of the streams where I've had, like, for instance, I got rated with like 80 people at one time, my like
It pumps
energy,
you up, man. It
you're
pumps you
like
up.
it
Yeah.
amps the shit out of you because I'm
Imagine
like
getting
I've
raids
never
ever. Cries.
But
What's
you know,
up, guys?
but it was one of those things where like you have that many people watching you at one time, you're like, holy shit, like this is crazy. You know what I mean? And the adrenaline kicks in.
Yeah. We all done it. I remember everyone remembers like a point their first raid, you know, you raid of 10 and you're like,
oh
Mom,
my
I
god,
made it. I made it, Mom.
Goes around, starts flipping chairs, you know what I mean?
I still remember mine like it just happened. I got raided by Asylum, and he was a party of 8, and I was only at 5, and I hit double digits, and I was like, "We're doing this, guys. We're making it."
honey, bring out the good steak. We're celebrating tonight.
Twitch, where's that partnership letter at? Where's it at?
Where's it at? Where's it at?
He makes a tweet long, telling everyone, "Thank you guys so much for the."
I never thought we'd make it this far.
I think, you know, and I know you guys have talked about it on this podcast before, but I want to ask you guys, when you guys have gotten raided, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How often do all the people on your raid stay?
Never.
Just out of curiosity.
Never,
right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, or a good majority.
Let me give you and I'm able to do it now because of the raids I do from Sea of Thieves. Out of every 100 people that come from a raid, about 3 stay.
Yeah, well, that's probably about right.
And that's what I get. So it's a 3 to 100 ratio.
Yeah. Now, are we talking about people coming back to your channel, or are we talking about
they come back,
stream?
You know what I mean?
I'm talking about people that stay for that stream.
Oh, they stay in that stream. They stay. They'll chat the whole stream. And now again, my time is really difficult for a lot of people because if I'm getting rated out to, that person's going to bed more likely. And more likely their viewers are in the same time zone area, and most of them go to bed. I stream in a weird transition time.
No, I feel
either you're waking up or you're going to bed. That's where I stream. You know?
So here's how it works. Most people, when they're watching, are not really there. They're only listening, which is, you know, podcasting is a perfect way to have viewers.
I always get, yo, bro, I got you tabbed. And I'm like, yo, I appreciate it. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine
if I were to raid out to someone else IRL right now, the views would stay, but the person is definitely not there.
Yeah.
Now you do get that rare occasion there. You get that interaction. You get someone like, yo, that was funny, and you get, of course, they gotta follow whatever, right? And of course, the only reason is I got rated by, you know, several people, 100s, 200s, and I only get a small portion from it. Unlike organic growth, where people physically clicked into your channel to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's been
that's a really big difference.
And
it's a huge difference.
They stayed. You see the ratio 60 to 100 compared to 3 to 100.
Well,
compared to raids.
I can kind of. There's only one raid that I've ever gotten where I got the most support, and even now when I go on to DayZ, I still get that support from that guy's channel before he gets on from his people. And I was trying to hit a follower goal, and I was coming upon 250, and I was at 220. And he dropped all those people on me, right? And fucking threw those people in there and spiked it. And honestly, I felt kind of dirty for one that it happened.
Is it almost people following you out of pity?
Hey.
That's what?
Why do you guys tell me I streamed into a dead channel? IRL doesn't exist anymore.
What?
I'm not in just chatting. I'm in IRL.
I forgot his just chatting.
IRL doesn't exist anymore, and I've been here the whole time.
You want me to change it for you?
Yeah, I got it. Oh yeah, you can hit it too.
Yo, but that's not bad. We've been averaging 10. That means 10 people came in here.
So
but that means the podcast actually has an audience, which is nice.
Yeah.
The sad thing is there was zero discoverability the entire time. There was no chance.
Did you already change it, or?
Yeah, I just changed it.
Okay, I see it.
So
brutal.
So going back to that real quick. So that dude that dude's fucking community coming over to my channel. He like gave me his community was so good to stay in and actually like watch that they actually stayed. But it's the only community I've ever seen do that. And even
Now,
to this day, they still come back.
They still okay. That's what I was gonna say.
That's what I'm saying. They still come back.
I've got raided by a community who gave me 100% support during that raid.
Yes,
I've yet to see him come back. Right,
No.
and I think I told Jib. This guy literally told him, "Hey, I'm sending my furry community to you." I got raided on Sea of Thieves by them, and they gave me huge support just because I had trying to hit, and I think I was trying to hit
it was like 500.
600
It was a long
follows,
time ago,
600 something around that. And I remember I was in Fort of the Dam, and I hit the goal because of them. They
boosted you, yeah.
Now, if they lurk, the thing is, I don't really moderate chat like that anymore. If I have them lurking, they're just dropping in because, again, there's a lot of people who drop into your stream and they won't say shit.
They don't say a goddamn
that's
thing.
Fine. You know what I mean?
Me. I
don't know. I don't know if I have a lot of, but from that, I have yet from that one community, it was awesome. Great community. The guy has cool content. But as soon as, my stream was over, I have yet to physically chat wise, I've yet to see any of them return.
So those people only come before he gets on stream, right?
Yeah.
Before he gets on stream, right before, then they'll chill on my channel, and then as soon as he gets on, he leaves. The same thing with Earl, Anna, who comes into my channel.
It's kind of hard with our community too. Jib, me, who's another one?
That was gonna be the point I was gonna make though. On raids is people who show up in raids aren't there for you. They were there for the other streamer, which means that when the other streamer goes live again, they're still not there for you.
Exactly.
No, I get the rare occasion that I've sent people to another streamer.
Yes.
And they're like, "Yo, thank you so much for sending me there. They have awesome content." And they become like a dedicated viewer for them too as well. You know what I mean?
That's the opposite of what I thought you were gonna say. When you send people to other people and then they come back and they're like, no.
I thought the sarcasm was coming.
I had that I had that one before. I've raided out to a partner and they're like, "Yo, I'm never going back in that channel."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yo, I'm sorry. I didn't what happened?" They're like, "I just don't like the dude." And I'm like, hey, "That's fine. That's Twitch."
Ed, I'm gonna stay quiet. I think
go ahead. No, the podcast is not to stay quiet, child. So,
it's no. It's not that. I feel like
get me banned. Do it so I can complain about it online.
So, Jib.
I think that's kind of a weird. That's kind of weird, right? How would you guys feel if you did raid somebody out, you lost followers for that, or if you lost your viewership because of that?
It's happened.
Where they just the person that you rated took those because their content happened.
Do you want my brutal opinion on this? I'll let Falcon answer first.
Honestly, I don't care. That's my opinion.
I think
just because it kind of shows what kind of people they were.
I'm just asking,
and you really don't want them, and you know what I mean. I think we've dealt with this a few days ago, where I was streaming and then they went over to someone else's stream just to talk shit about us. In a way.
Yeah.
As soon as I found that out, you're not walking. I don't like two-faced people.
Yeah,
that's just me. I'll get rid of you. I don't care. I have no remorse on that. You know what I mean? You're like, yo, mod. Hit me up if you ever want to play. Let's play. And then they go over to another streamer and be like, yo, that guy trash.
Yeah,
fucking trash. And I'm like, yo, I ain't gonna appreciate that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. I don't have a problem with you. You could talk all the shit it is. You're just not coming back into my chat. That's just how it is. Now, and that's the end of it. I don't care. I'm just not going to deal with it.
So,
and I see it the same way. If I raid out to someone, you don't like them to a point that you're going to unfollow me. Hey, I raid out to random.
That's not what he's saying. He's saying if they join their viewership and they never come back to yours, is what he's saying.
It is what it is. It's the risk, I guess, but it's rare. It's really rare.
No, I understand. It's right. I was just asking. I'm just asking just so we can.
And I wouldn't care. You know what I mean? And I'll always make it the same community I have right now. I'm going to stream tonight, of course. The community I'm going to have tonight is not going to be the same community it's gonna change, and I'm if you think you're gonna have the same people in your stream every day, you're in for a reality check when you find out those people who used to support you with subs and donos for 3 months straight aren't going to be there next year.
Yeah. Or
that's
worse,
just how
they actively turn against you.
Or they turn against you. They're like, yo, I've supported you this much. You owe me. And we had several people do that to us where they're like, yo, I've been subscribing to you and shouting you out. You owe me this. And I'll be like, I don't owe you nothing. You did that on your own.
That bothers me so much.
Where are they now? I don't care, but they're not in my channel.
That bothers me so much. When people like, I've had a couple people within my channel where they make a donation and then they'll wait like 2 days and they're like, oh, I'm actually gonna go on my stream. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Expecting me to be like, yeah, cool. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'll raid you. I don't want to be like, you know, hey, I'm not doing that, you know, or put them on the spot. But it's like,
let's do it.
Really
put them on the spot. No, put them on. If they're gonna put you on the spot, yo, golden rules applies. If they're gonna do it to you, do it right back and see how they like it.
Jib does it. Jib did it straight away. I think with that guy on he told him in chat like, hey, I'm here. Acknowledge me. Like Jib made his presence known. You know, I even have that problem. What did we do yesterday in chat? Where they make a fake account to go in and they're like, yo, blah blah blah, and then we just call them out like, yo, we know it's you. Stop it.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
How often do you run into that though? Just out of curiosity.
Quite a bit.
Often enough where it's a problem.
Once every 2 months. I'm actually gonna state it like that. Once every 2 months. I have streamers who they latch on and they like me to a point. They're like, I'm gonna make several accounts to push them forward, and I'm like, I get mad. I go, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I just want your one honest viewership. I don't need 6 empty viewerships that.
Well, that also destroys where you can take your content. You know,
again,
what I mean?
our mentality, follows don't matter. At the end of the day, if you're going for partnership, it doesn't matter.
It's views.
But again, I want it as organic as possible. You know what I mean?
No,
I want
of course.
real people.
But how are you going to know if your content's working or not if you have fake views in there? You know what
Perfect.
I mean?
You know what I mean?
This leads back into, because I never got to answer the question of like, what if you like lose a viewer because someone else joins someone else's community? It's not that like viewers like they turned against you or anything like that. It's literally that other person's content caters to them more and then yours doesn't. So ultimately it's the streamer's job to do SEO and bring in new viewers and like do the business aspect of streaming to like, cause you're always going to be losing viewers, like whether it's just, you know, they grow bored of your content or like life happens type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's always the streamer's job to be doing all that kind of stuff like that. And that's why I lampoon people all the time when they're like, oh, you know, I'm streaming 8 hours. I'm on the grind. No, the only thing you're grinding is your time away because you're not getting anything done.
100%. I think that's, you know, I've seen a couple of people where they're on 8, 9, 10 hours a day, but outside, as soon as they hit end, you know what I mean? They feel like their job's done.
So, so we just wasted, I don't know how long a time being in the wrong category, getting 0 like things out of
that. Last time I checked, let me see, it was
but the thing
hour
is 30 minutes or something like that.
25 minutes.
30, 25, 30 minutes.
I'm still going to get more off of this than even someone who gets like 100 viewers average because I'm going to put it on Spotify and Apple and Google. And like it's going to be on Anchor. It's going to be on all these things. My reach is so much bigger than theirs. And 100%. I haven't even gotten my SEO on YouTube done, so I'm not even uploading there yet. And my reach is already bigger than those people's. And they're like, 100%. Oh, but you're like not making that much money on Twitch. Listen, your business is not Twitch. And like that's going to be like, we talk about the state of Twitch, and this is ultimately the state of Twitch, is your business isn't Twitch. Your business is yours.
Like, it's your brand.
Yeah, it's your brand.
Well, who are you promoting? Are you promoting yourself or Twitch?
Most people promote Twitch.
Yeah, most people promote Twitch 100%.
They'll even have Twitch streamer.
That's an issue because, you know, one day Twitch goes down. What are you going to do?
There's a high likelihood that one day Twitch won't exist too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's very true.
Every platform has that possibility.
Well, Twitch's is more inevitable than most because their size is only the size of Tokyo. It's around 25 million people. It's only the size of one town, where YouTube is 2 billion people.
Listen,
YouTube's not in any danger. Twitch is the size of one city on the face of the planet, and there are thousands of cities. They're small.
Twitch has a couple of chess moves that could either help them grow or ultimately destroy the platform. There's a couple moves that could happen between each. Twitch in my eyes is they're sitting on a tightrope. You know what I mean? They're trying to balance, and if they fuck up at all, that could be the end of their platform.
Right.
That's just being true. You know, YouTube, it's way harder. You know what I mean? It's way harder because there's that many people. There would have to be catastrophic things happen, like for YouTube to go away. I feel like
no. Rome fell.
You saying?
Are you saying that the Mongol Empire fell? Nothing's too big to fall.
But I'm not saying it's. I'm saying it's more likely that Twitch is going to fall.
I see you saw my gameplay on Ghost of Tsushima. I like that.
Do you disagree that it's easier for Twitch to fall than it is to YouTube? Because that's what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's just as easy for any platform to fall.
Every platform has its possibility. One day, every content creator on YouTube could wake up and I don't want to be on YouTube anymore.
Just like there's no such thing as data security, there's no such thing as job or company.
I still feel
there's no such thing as job security.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
No. But what I'm saying is, in my opinion, I feel like there would have to be more steps that would have to be put in place for YouTube to go down.
And I kind of agree on it. The same steps to bring down Twitch, you have to do more to bring down YouTube.
You'd have to do more.
It's different platforms. I don't think it's comparable. It'd be much easier to drain YouTube just by having Google not focus on YouTube anymore. It would kill it. Where Twitch could have that problem.
You could drop probably YouTube gaming or YouTube live streaming easier than the same way as Twitch, but YouTube as a whole will be harder because it branches out too much. Twitch ain't branched out as a.
That's what I'm saying. Like Twitch is just what it is. Like YouTube is its own. It's a different several things. You know what I mean? And I feel like
several segments of YouTube have already fallen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But the East and West Roman empires fell at the same time. Being divided. It's all about
doing things together, Jib. It's all about doing things together.
Centralizing power and dividing power doesn't make fall any less different. It's still fall. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, like for instance, YouTube would have to have a competitor for it to fall.
No,
correct?
Not at all.
No,
I just have to scandal YouTube out of existence.
Well, you said it yourself, Bacon. They just have to mess up.
Yeah,
they have to mess up.
Yeah, but messing up,
they drop themselves.
Yeah, so you're saying that the platform itself, like if there's nowhere else for those people, if there's no other platform that's like it, there's nowhere else for people to go.
There is though. Newgrounds still exist. Even Newgrounds.
Something will rise from. Something will rise.
Storyfire exists.
Something always rises from the ashes, and that's what's going to happen.
Google's not impenetrable, man. The whole.
I'm not saying that impenetrable. I'm just saying it would take more to take down YouTube.
My opinion, the next big thing to take over after YouTube is something to come from YouTube's death. That's my opinion. That's what I think will happen.
How long has like Luxembourg been around and stuff like that? You know how many powerful nations like a place like Liechtenstein or Luxembourg has seen rise and fall, and they're still around?
Quite a bit.
Listen, man. All I'm saying is if I take the two platforms, right? If I take the two platforms,
like I'm trying to do simple thing here.
No, it's not that. I'm just saying if I take the two platforms, I say that Twitch itself is easier to fall than YouTube. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it is a smaller platform.
No.
And other platforms around it are starting to branch out. I understand you can say no. I'm just telling you that
no, Liechtenstein and Luxembourg has both seen major powers rise up around them and fall long before their like economy even got upset from it. Like Twitch, it can be so immune to something because they're so consolidated. Like YouTube can suffer problems that Twitch can't, and Twitch will suffer problems that YouTube can't.
Vice versa, yeah.
Just because of the way that things are set up.
Have its own problems.
Yeah,
right. And I think it almost goes back to it. Like Twitch is small enough where it could protect itself from things YouTube can't.
Like
Legitly.
being bigger doesn't make it harder to fall. It doesn't even slow the impact.
In a basic sense, my opinion, I kind of agree with Bacon. Twitch will probably be easier than YouTube to destroy, but I don't know. It's hard to compare the two because, in my opinion, they're two completely different.
Okay, so
they're not the same product.
I'll definitely give you guys this. It takes less TNT to blow up like Luxembourg than it does all of France.
Why are you bombing things now,
huh? No, because like
no, he's correct.
The thing is that it takes less TNT to get rid of it because it's a smaller country, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Luxembourg's been around like longer than most of those things. Like it's been around since like the fall of the Roman Empire, and it's gone through bad time Germany. It's gone through like all these kings and nations that like rose and fell around it, and like they're still trucking. Like being a like basically a city state never mattered to them. They're still trucking along all this time because their problems aren't the same as all the big nations around them.
I guess you could say that. I just in the time
I have been.
No, but I'm saying like I still think that I still think that way. Like I understand what you're saying, but I still think that way.
It's less
in our
TNT,
time now.
It's less TNT to get rid of Luxembourg permanently, but they don't suffer the same problems as, let's say, like bad time Germany does.
Yeah, I mean, I do understand that YouTube does have its own issues, and it's gonna have its own issues. I get that, but you know, seeing it from the way, I don't know.
I guess it's
seeing
just
it from the outside in, seeing it from the outside in, and seeing the steps that Twitch is making versus the steps that say like YouTube or like Google is making. It's just I feel like it's two different things. That's all.
Ain't YouTube on its own now?
No.
Are they still connected to Google?
No, hell no. They're not fucking separate from that.
Here's my honest prediction. If you guys want this, so we're on the city state nation comparison, so I'm gonna stick with it. This is how I think Twitch is gonna fall. While smaller things can consolidate power and they're more immune to things unless you literally bomb them off the face of the planet type of thing. The other problem they face is that large things can come in and get rid of them. Hong Kong was its own city-state for a really long time.
Okay, go on. Yeah.
But it could not resist the power of China.
Yeah.
Twitch cannot resist the power of YouTube if YouTube were to buy Twitch.
Buy Twitch out? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. That's one way. But I was going to make a statement that it depends on the approach you make towards the company if you're going to
yeah, but I feel like the only
what
way,
approach, you know what I mean?
The only way that Amazon gives up Twitch, you know what I mean? Because it is an Amazon company, technically. Is it not? It is. It's tied in.
It's not.
It's its own. It's its own company.
They don't
it's
claim it. But yeah.
No, they still own it though. It's within the brand. It's just they don't have the Amazon title on it.
It's our kid, but it's not our favorite.
The word is subsidiary. It's when a larger company owns like something, and they even treat it as lesser as part of it. Is
the only way that I would see YouTube even wanting to do that is if Amazon. I don't know, because I still feel like if Amazon were to pour more money into Twitch to help, I feel like some things could change on the platform. But
I believe that. Yeah.
But at the same time, like I 100% agree. If YouTube's like, fuck it, we're just gonna buy them out. You know what I mean? It would probably. I mean, Amazon's gonna only let it go for more money, and we've seen that time and time before. Like
maybe
if they went to them and they were like, you know, because I would like to see the numbers. First, I would like to see the numbers on how much money they gross for Amazon. Pre Amazon and now, you know what I mean?
Are you using the buyout method just because that's how Mixer went?
Yeah, because buyout is not usually how it works, and money isn't made for these companies the same way that they would be made for us. Because
I don't think Twitch will ever let itself be bought out. I honestly just think just because
it wouldn't be under Twitch's control if Google went to Amazon and asked, you know, what's your price?
It matters how much autonomy the subsidiary has actually. But so to touch on the other thing is Google always runs Alphabet, the parent company of all of it. They run YouTube at a loss but it's profitable to run it at a loss because YouTube is the second biggest search engine, and there's so much data pouring through it that letting go of all that data is actually a way bigger loss than the money loss, right? Like it's the data loss would be unreal. So even if you were like some Saudi prince who just had an unlimited amount of like money to like spend, Google wouldn't let it go, even though they're running it at a loss, just because the loss is way too great to get rid of it. Like the financial gain will never outmatch the like total loss, you know? So Twitch, I think, is going to be in the same area where, especially once like Amazon like starts getting their feet into it a little bit more, is that a platform like this is never going to be like a huge moneymaker. Like I said, it's only the size of a city. Like its funds are limited depending on like how much is going to go into it. And then if people like Burger King are only going to dump $5 in every once in a while.
Yeah.
Fuck.
The loss based on the data collection and everything, because this is still new media. So Amazon gets their hands in, so they do streaming old media and they do streaming new media. The amount of data that they collect, no matter, even if they're running this at 100% loss, is astronomical.
There's always a price though, Jib. There's always a price.
Is there?
There's always a price. I feel like there's always a price.
There is, but I think that's where you have to figure out
what the price is going to be. Yeah.
And
whether
the
price,
say that is,
whether
look at
the
one
price
of the founders of Apple, right? He sold his share for like just thousands, honestly. And he's like, yeah, this company be shit. You know, it's been its first one of a first kind, but he sold his share. Now, if he would have kept the share, he would have been, I think they were calculating, the third richest man in the world.
Probably.
He would have been.
Yeah. I mean, I think it just comes out. I think
his contract, his contract itself sold more than what he got for selling this.
So, what do you think the next step, Jib? Just to pick your brain, what do you think the next steps of Amazon is then? Just out of curiosity, what do you think their play is right now? Because I didn't know what their play was buying Twitch anyway.
Data collection, because they stream old media and they stream new media, so they have both. They have both grounds covered. They know where the media isn't going, and they know where it is going. So Amazon is on the fore end of being able to get their like hands into literally anything now, because we're seeing old media like Disney and all that kind of stuff like that. They're moving over to China and they're becoming less relevant in the United States and stuff like that. So obviously there's going to be a power gap there, and people like Google and Amazon are going to be able to fill those gaps. Where like eventually Disney's not going to be able to fill those gaps, because like, I mean, I don't watch those movies anyways. Like, they don't appeal to me, but they're going to start appealing to less and less people here once they become
that's the
more
thing.
and more
They're only
China-centric.
to a certain group. It's only for a certain group of people.
Yeah.
Well, these two platforms could adhere to quite a bit of different groups.
Google appeals to anyone as long as they're connected to the internet.
Yeah.
And then YouTube does
whenever
as well.
My internet doesn't go down.
Yeah. And then Amazon sells literally like anything, apparently.
Everything and anything.
Everything. Yeah.
And then Twitch is new media that Amazon itself won't cover. So they're completely well-rounded in that regard.
And I think what they have for both YouTube and Twitch wise, they're basically one of the first of their kinds.
Oh, but if you're asking like what the ultimate goal of Twitch is for Amazon, I wouldn't know outside of just raw data collection, because they can't be making a ton of money off of this.
Well, the only thing that I could really think is if they actually have a structured.
Keep going. I'm gonna look up if Twitch has like stocks and stuff like that itself.
Let's say that it's an actual, like, let's say that they actually have a plan for Twitch, right?
Okay.
Let's say that they've sat back and they were like, we have other things to work on, you know what I mean? And we're gonna actually build a structure for Twitch, and it being new media, you know what I mean? Maybe it's very possible that they do have plans for it and the structure will change for Twitch, but it's just hasn't been put in place yet. Because I mean, it does take time for a structure to be put in place or a game plan to be put in place.
Or is it even the time for it yet?
Or is it the time for it? Exactly. Right now, like we could have seen major changes this year had shit not gone to hell, you know. But at this
that could also be another thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. COVID was probably one of the best things that happened
to Twitch. Yeah, viewership went fucking through the roof.
Everyone's viewership
we already went over this. Twitch took a significant decrease this year. It's down 3%. It's in the Discord. The numbers from like every social media.
Like platform, I look at the Discord. Let me see.
It's all been. They took a 3% loss this year, and that's what I was saying. Unless you're already a top 2% or 2.02% streamer or higher, you're taking a loss this year. Here, let me. I might be able to just pull up a second screen.
Do you know what COVID did to YouTube?
6% increase on a platform of 2 billion people. Yeah. Twitch took a decrease. YouTube took an increase. And a 6% increase for Google, by the way, is not the same thing as a 3% loss for Twitch.
It was about level. Yeah, for
that's only July, my dudes. You gotta remember COVID's been since March.
No, what I was saying, like in March when it had stopped here, the viewership had spiked. It probably went down again, but it did go up from what it was in the previous.
Well, July being one of the highest recorded numbers for everyone just being home. That's bad for Twitch, good for YouTube.
Let me look at it. Let's see if they posted new numbers.
I have it right here. Concurrent viewers aggregated by month. If you look at like January of 2000, and then you look at it after that, it's now dipped down because of COVID going away. But you see that there is a spike from when stuff was shut down, at least here in the States.
College is starting up again too right now. So not only is Twitch losing,
not only college, school in general.
Schools in general.
So Twitch took a loss, and they're going to take a bigger loss right here.
We all know this. We've all go people who've been streaming for the last few years. Right now, either it's your community or nothing. Mm-hmm. It's always like that. You have your ups and downs. You know, the first like the beginning of summer hurts, midsummer's good, end of summer, it really depends on you. It really depends on the time.
Midsummer is when I was doing like my push, when I was like averaging like hella numbers.
When you were hitting the numbers, right?
Yeah, when I was getting like 118 viewers, and I was like, yeah.
Towards the end of school, see around March, February, you're starting to see increase. Just the fact that less stuff to do, in my opinion. Spring break kind of hurts everyone. So it really just depends on. There's a lot of factors. That's what sucks about it.
See, those factors affect small streamers, but if you were XQC, it wouldn't even impact your bottom line.
You won't even see a dent.
No.
You'll have the same numbers.
I mean, like it does affect your bottom line, but the thing is that you have enough rollover from your positives to cover your negatives. Where like when my stream dips, it's a fat dip, you know. If I were to stream an IRL, a dead section instead of just chatting, it's fat dip, you know. Like no discoverability, no like nothing, you know. The only benefit I have is this goes up on like everything else.
I mean that's a discussion that we had about my podcast. Was, you know, whatever viewership I got from it, because it was going out on different platforms and stuff like that, I really wasn't too worried about what my average was for the podcast.
We should talk SEO on that because my SEO is a little whack right now.
Okay. Yeah, we can talk about it after.
Definitely, and then we can make a podcast on it.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, that's networking right there. You know, everyone who does raids and then thinking you're networking when you're never going to talk to that person again, that's what networking really looks like. No, it is. You come together with ideas, you discuss ideas, and then you go over what you discussed. That's literally networking right there.
Networking.
Mm-hmm. Actually talking to streamers, talking to people that are also on the platform. figuring out.
I have to talk to people on a social media site.
Who would have thought, right? No, I mean, because I didn't think that was going to be a thing. First, like when you're first streaming, how many people actually did you, Falcon? Like right off bat, did you start talking to people on the platform?
No.
Other streamers?
I was by myself for a good portion of it.
Jib, how are you?
Like I never want, like, for some reason
I don't know what the hell
I had the mentality is like you can't talk to people because everyone's.
I thought everybody was out of my reach.
It was that. It was not that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't talk to the other team before you play a game. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so
super
you looked
competitive.
You looked at it as a competitive thing. Oh,
yeah, it was
interesting.
I looked at it. I would see a number and I'm like, I gotta beat that number.
No,
and after I beat, I see the next one. I'm like, you're next. And honestly, I'm still like that.
I've said this like countless times. Like I ended up meeting you two, which I'm really happy on Falcon's channel. And I thought Falcon at the time because I was like 2.5 months into streaming. Like I was like, I loved the content and everything that was going on, but I thought this dude is so out of reach from like what I could possibly do anytime like soon that I was unworthy. You're because I was only average. I had
out of reach. You think you're gonna reach me? I'm gonna cancel you now, boy.
I was averaging like 4 or 5 at that time. I was only averaging that, and like, you know, I was like, man, this dude's actually like pulling numbers, like, you know, doing everything like that.
And I think even a point, my raids aren't affected by that anymore. It used to be a point that I'm like, okay, I'm averaging 7. Oh, this dude has 15. There's no way I could get raid out to him. He's not. Yeah. I'm gonna get washed.
Yo, sometimes I get nervous about that shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, I
honestly just what I go for. I see what their title is, and I see what like how their stream looks for like a few seconds. I'm like, all right, this looks decent. Send
it. I used to be like that, and then certain people like to put English titles but only speak French. So I stopped doing that.
Yeah, I had that too. Like, the run for the Ashen Skull, and then bro, this ain't English. I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's like it's kind of confused. But yeah, that was my mindset. Now it's not like that. I feel like my mindset's way different than what it was because I feel like you know, everybody on the platform. You might as well go ahead, Jim.
Oh,
I see you going.
Because like my mindset's so different now. Cause like as soon as I started podcasting, I just got ballsy. I asked Badger right away, and I was like, you know how many partners I've asked, and then I've been talking to him all the way out to like February to get him scheduled and stuff like that. I was like, just talk to them. They're people. Yeah. Just hit on what you have in common, and like kind of what you want to pick on them about, and then like get them excited to like talk, and like that's networking.
One thing Jib found out about podcasting. People really suck at remembering their schedule.
Yeah, like
you're like, yo, you free for this day? Yeah. And then Jib double checks, hey, we're still down for this day, and they're like, oh, I can't. That's my mom's birthday, and it's like, 100%. So why did you say yes?
My word. Okay, that is the one thing that I have the biggest issue with when trying to do podcasting, and that's like, I now have to have backups, just in case.
I'm gonna start working on my backups.
Because that's, you know, because I just finished my first season of it, you know what I mean, and like, you know,
damn,
yeah, I'm actually, I'm breaking them up into seasons,
break, and then
I'm taking a week break, and then I'm going back into it. Yeah,
okay. So now, season 2, I love that.
I'm gonna snatch them up. I'm gonna snatch up everyone in that week. You're done. I'm gonna shut you down.
So the reason why I decided is because the way that I wanted the podcast to be is I started off, my first season was me getting into podcasting and getting into learning how to talk to people, asking questions, and like, you know, discovering what I was good and not good at talking about, you know, and I feel very comfortable now versus what I was previously.
Bro,
like on Falcons
first. Everything on my podcast already, dude. We've talked about stuff where I'm like, well, that's definitely against TOS.
You know, because I was not very comfortable. Like the art of talking is very weird. You know what I mean? And learning how to like ask questions and keep the conversation going when you're doing a one-on-one is very challenging for most people. It was challenging for me at first, you know? So now that that's happened, I'm doing that, and it's exactly, man. You can ask anybody, and they're as long as they're like, nice enough to talk to you. Everybody's pretty chill.
Everyone's down to talk, and the thing is, especially if you're like, yo.
True.
Well, listen.
That's not true.
Listen, not everybody. That's why I said if they're chill enough to talk, because there's a lot of people that.
One of the best things I know is a lot of people, especially if you're like, yo, I want to talk about your expertise on this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I
wish.
So there was a.
I wish. The people I think are some of the most talented in their fields have told me no now. They're shy. So
they know better.
They know. Yeah, I get. That's what Badger said. He's like, I wouldn't be here. I was like, thanks.
They know better.
But
they know the risk with you.
They're definitely like experts in their field, but like they're experts because they're shy in like other areas. So they just divert all their resources, like their time and like energy and all that, into like just perfecting their craft. And then I'm like, hey, you want to chat? And they're like, I can't. And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Well, and it's not just that, but there's a difference between, and I've said this before a couple times on my channel. It's like there's a difference between somebody getting on in front of their camera and their community versus getting in front and having to talk about real life stuff, or talking about their channel and like the road that they've done.
I have a weird mentality about it. I think a lot of people are different, and I think that goes down to the people who they have a certain act on their stream. They have a certain like mentality towards their stream, and me and Jib touched based on this. I think it was last podcast, or first one, one of them. And
go watch
completely
YouTube and Spotify.
Completely different people.
100%.
And the thing is, a lot of them are worried for the internet to see the real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's a whole. I think that this also
love me.
Podcasting is also like it's more like public speaking than being in front of a camera and playing a game.
It is,
in my opinion. You know what I mean? And a lot of people have that anxiety. You should break that anxiety.
I love live streaming. I hate talking in front.
Yes, you should break that anxiety because I would love to talk to you about composing. You're very good at it. Please break that anxiety.
Please. But
please make sure your webcam works.
Which, by the way,
just didn't want to use one. That was that. I was like,
that was it.
Yeah, I was like,
Jib almost like hacked in and overrided.
I was just saying, hopefully he doesn't have his screen cover on. We're gonna do this anyways.
I'm now that I'm on here, I want to say I'm super happy you decided to do this, Jib. I told you needed to do this. Like we had talked about it previously, but I'm glad that this is a thing.
Dude, me and Falcon talked about this since like it was probably like March of like last year, to be honest. So like
we're going on to 2 years of wanting to do this.
Yeah, and now we finally are, and I'll never have as much fun playing games on stream as I like do this because this is just nice, and there's a lot of information to pass around, and brains are information hungry. So there's that.
Yeah. So it is So I'm super happy about it. It's fucking awesome.
Right
we are running the clock a little, so we might have to hit one last topic.
Last topic on this, besides YouTube, Twitch, and everything. What my opinion is, what's the best thing to move on with Twitch? Like, what's my question on that?
You're asking what Twitch should do for themselves?
No. As a streamer.
As a streamer, what you should do for Twitch? Because
obviously Jib found out gaming doesn't work.
Not for me. I'm old and my hands don't work. So I can't game. That's the end of it.
We saw Fall Guys yesterday. We know.
Yeah, like that's the end. I have fun playing games, but like I'm never gonna go pro. You know?
But I guess, is there a safe bet on Twitch?
There's not a safe bet on social media ever.
Nope.
No, I'm just saying Twitch. I know social media, no, but just Twitch.
No, Twitch is the hardest.
Twitch is the hardest. If you can make it on Twitch, in my opinion, if you can make it on Twitch, you can make it anywhere.
So you'll never find it. You'll never find it. But this is not my first time being on YouTube and stuff like that, and I've had an okay run at YouTube before. YouTube has an algorithm, and it will promote your videos years into the future, so long that you know how to avoid time marking your videos so it's not obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Twitch, you cannot grow on unless you grow somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's not 2013 anymore. You're not going to get rated by XQC or someone and like blow up. It's not going to happen. XQC viewers don't care about who you are, and neither should they.
Well, XQC viewers only care about XQC. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like that's anyone's. Like I'm just using him as an example. Other people's viewers don't care that you exist, and they're not paid to, so they're never going to. You have to make them care.
100%.
Bacon's like sub only mode. Got it.
No, so I think one of the biggest things, one of the biggest and I can just say this, one of the biggest things that's changed my content. Well, my content's evolved over time, and I think that's one of the biggest things that people have to. That's one of my biggest advices to people is like allow your content to grow and evolve. You know what I mean with the channel.
No, yes. No, buy a $20 mic and fart into it.
This
millionaire.
But
well, okay, he didn't have to evolve that far.
Yeah, he didn't have to. Right? It just worked.
Some of us need a little more work than that, Jim.
So one of the things that I'm doing now, which is helping keep my community together and stuff like that, is something that I never thought I was gonna do, which is my community night that I do. But it's because I focus on my community, you know what I mean, and I do it one day a week and stuff like that, and it keeps that around.
Good luck.
But at the same time, I understand that I only do that for the people that are there, but I need to make content outside of this place, outside of Twitch, to be found. Like, you know what I mean? I mean that's inevitable. You have to. You can't. It's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard.
Yeah,
unless you're somebody who is going pro and shit like that. Like, good luck, man.
Even then, that's not a safe bet. Most pro.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Like, speaking of all this, you're working on videos, aren't you? You, Falcon.
Who?
Falcon. Oh, I'm like, bitch, who are you talking about?
You showed us just yesterday.
Yeah.
That is goldfish memory.
Yeah.
So, I want to know your opinion moving forward on this. Like, what do you think you're going to do that's going to make you successful? And this will probably be the last question.
Yeah, I think I kind of go side to side with Bacon. I love Twitch. I'm going to keep going as hard as I'm going. Today, actually, 600 days straight.
Ooh,
streaming.
What are we doing?
So, I don't know what we're doing today, boys. I'll hit you guys up on Discord. We'll do something special.
Yeah.
Fall Guys all day.
Oh, you know what? I'm down.
You know what?
I yell for so long, though.
I'm going to download Microsoft Flight Simulator and crash my plane into my...
Crashing my plane into viewers' houses.
Yeah, there you go. I saw that. But I honestly think I do need a brand. YouTube was my first baby. That's where I got the content creating bug, and I think I need to start showing some more level there. But the thing is, I don't want to do Twitch content on YouTube. I need to start making YouTube content for YouTube, if that makes any sense.
Oh, I didn't cover on that, did I? No, I did, where I said uploading content from...
Oh, yeah, you said, and I think that's why we touch is having a difficult time with that, because he's just throwing whatever's on Twitch over on YouTube.
And it's not the same platform.
It's not the same platform. YouTube viewers do not like watching Twitch. We know this. That's why I think the only things that really work, if you're going to do Twitch related, is fails. Twitch fails, and the only reason is people like watching fail.
Yeah, I think speaking of that, like, I think Pokemon's kind of got the formula. It's these little clips that are like funny, and they're like fails, or they're like big wins, and it's just I don't know why people want to focus on such weird stuff. Just focus on having a good time. Everyone says
why my next videos are just calling out Jib and Bacon.
Yeah,
fails, man.
Please.
But anyways, I do plan on being a lot more active on my YouTube channel. Just because I feel bad that it was the thing that got me started, and I don't pay attention to it anymore. That's my honest opinion.
Yo, betrayer, nothing but a clout chaser. Here's
a rubber duck. But But yeah, so honestly, mine's still day by day. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm not complaining about the results I'm getting right now. I really don't. It's so much better than what it was this time last year.
Same. Absolutely.
This time last year is August. I was barely hitting 400, and I stayed at 400 for 6 months.
I can say the same thing.
So I'm happy with it, but I don't think I could stay on here alone.
This is what I'm happy doing right now.
There you go. So I'm gonna be pushing it more over onto YouTube. Social medias are gonna be working. Trying to be more active. Just spewing ideas and thoughts and everything. I actually posted a tweet right now. I'm like, yo, what color's better on a foil hat?
I saw that. I want that to be the topic next time. The next one's going to be real soon because you have that thing coming on.
So it's going to be on the 27th.
Right.
On Thursday, same time.
Yeah.
So
I want to cover that, and I'm going to research a lot of this myself coming up to this because this like not only helps me.
Which is what is it?
You were talking about being more active, but
yeah,
there's different ways of being active because there's doing it the way that I've done it, where I'm just kind of flailing, seeing what sticks. But
and then there's the right way.
Yeah, and then there's the right way, or the way that works for you and your audience. Yeah. And I think that will be the topic for next time.
You have any words on that topic, or you're done?
That's the topic for next time. What the hell did I talk about?
No. But this one, going forward with Twitch. The one before we leave.
Going forward with Twitch, I don't work for Twitch, and Twitch is it's a platform for me to use, and that's going to be my opinion on it from now on. Yep.
All right. Before we leave, Bacon, got anything important going on? Since you're our guest, we do want to promote you to a certain extent.
We do.
Nothing. I'm going back to streaming in the evenings. Taking a little bit more time off to do some production stuff outside of my Twitch. So, but yeah, Meet the Streamer will be on Sunday next week, and I have a bigger guest than I was expecting to have on.
Ooh.
So Sunday the 30th, right? Is that August 30th?
Yeah, correct. Or no, it's the 30th, and that's at 6 p.m. Yep. And if you can't find it, it's on Spotify. It's called Meet the Streamer, people.
And what's
6 p.m. Eastern?
For our listeners, worldwide. What's the link? The link to your channel? Just say
it's www.twitch.tv/bacon_sweats_.
All right, there you go. Because like Jib says, I can't put.
Yeah. You guys can't miss it. I got one of the weirdest logos in the game. So
it's a skull with bacon behind it.
I like it. I like it. Just like one of barbecues, isn't it?
But thank you for you guys having me on. This was awesome.
We'll do this again. I mean, we do this weekly, and if things keep going the way they are, I'm probably going to run an independent one once a week too, just to do things. Yeah, I'm going to learn finance, and I'm going to teach other people how to do it too. So I'll be able to do stuff like that on my own.
70-30.
Yo, if I can go 70-30, I'll go. But like right now, I'm making that game. So game money comes first, second game, and then the mobile at the same time. Then we'll go 70-30 on what we make on that.
70-30. Yeah. So again, don't forget, drop Jib a follow here at twitch.tv/Jibble. He's doing a weekly podcast. Of course, we have State of Twitch every week. Dates pending based off of the schedule. Basically. And then he has his independent, but where's the best place to know when you're going to be doing your next podcast?
Dude, hell if I know. I use Discord and Twitter just like off and on every once in a while. This is that thing that I'm talking about. Like, this is why I'm going to research this for next week, is because I want to know the effective way to get stuff out,
you want real updates? Check this.
Yeah. I'm probably most active on Discord because it's the only thing I receive notifications on. But Twitter as well. I post on Twitter. I used to post on Instagram, but like, don't. If you're a streamer, just don't. It's not.
Stay off Instagram. That's for your food.
Yeah.
Food and your Jeeps.
Yo, workout Instagram's kind of nice though. Not gonna lie. But I think that's kind of it. I've been live for wow. We really ran the clock on this one, yeah.
Yep. But thank you guys so much for joining this week's State of Twitch. I felt like we stayed in a good area for the topics.
I think we talked about the same two things for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, but it made some good conversation. Ain't going.
But if you would like to catch us again and you are new and all that kind of stuff like that, make sure you drop a follow. We got the Discord link, all that kind of stuff like that, and the commands. If you're on Twitch, if you're on Spotify, come over and join us on the Twitch. All the information's there. Nice and consolidated for you. Makes it easy. And that's kind of it.
And, of course, the YouTube channel, everything in the description.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But, again, thanks, guys. We'll see you guys next State of Twitch next week. Y'all have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.